Oh, yes, 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 y'all. I am so very excited. That's right. You are watching the Sacramento Film Awards, the 27th annual Sacramento Film Awards. So very excited. My name is Martin Anaya. Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome. If you're just joining us right now, you are in the spot to be. Get yourself some popcorn, sit back, relax, because what you're going to see here for about the next hour is going to be some of the most incredible filmmakers that you've ever seen in your life. We're going to have little clips from some of these outstanding movies, and we're going to meet some people that you probably had no idea ever even came through Northern California, had anything to do with Sacramento, the Bay Area, or Northern California, and you're going to learn some things tonight. So it is our distinct pleasure. You know, we've been doing this for 30 years, the California Film Foundation, and my name is Martin Anaya. For almost all of that time, for about 25 of those years, I've had the pleasure of being the executive director of this organization. The organization was started by a lady named Veronica Ehrenreich, a screenwriting prof out of the wonderful Sacramento State University. So we have a lot of people over the years that we have to thank and that we have to give pay homage to. It's just been an incredible labor of love. So this year happens to be the 27th annual Sacramento Film Festival. So the awards that we're going to be giving out tonight are for the folks that have been in the film festival, have had a movie in the 2022 Film Festival that happened in spite of COVID. And we're also going to give some awards to some wonderful folks in the community that maybe didn't even have a film in the festival. And that's what we call our People's Choice that has been voted on by you, the viewers. So right now we're looking at, about 150 people that have tuned in here. And that number is probably going to go up over the course of it. We're streaming on multiple different platforms. So you can catch us on Facebook, on YouTube, or on the actual CaliforniaFilm.net website. If you go to SacramentoFilmFestival.com, there's a click-through link there if you happen to be on that. But folks, without further ado, I want to tell you real quick, because if you are going to be a presenter tonight, right, or if you're an individual who is coming on, I got to tell you a couple of real quick ground rules. We can only have on this particular platform about 8 or 9 people on at a time. So what will happen is, what we want you to do is look at that website and you'll see the order. So when you go to CaliforniaFilm.net and you click on the Sacramento Film Awards, you can scroll down and you can see the order of things. So just before it's time for you to get in, you can do that. Okay. So you can see where you're at on the order of things. And then my lovely and talented assistant, Rocky, will be giving you a call and helping you out as well. Rocky, you should have her phone number and you can give her a call if you need to, okay, to help you out. All right. So with that said, I do want to start out tonight. I hate to say it, but it's somewhat of a somber note. I guess a reflective note. About 2 weeks ago, you know that this program is called also the Charlies, because our dearly, dearly beloved Charlie Holiday, who passed away a couple of years ago, who was the overseer, if you will, of our actors program. We have several different programs here at the California Film Foundation. He passed away. We call this thing the Charlies. Well, now we've had another one of our founders, along with Charlie, has passed. And I'm talking about our dear, dear friend, Dr. Lou Hunter. And for those of you who don't know, Dr. Lou Hunter was the Dean Emeritus of the UCLA Screenwriting Program. And he was the dean, if you will, of the Sacramento screenwriters. Okay. And as such, he would come up every year and be with us and hang out and really give. I mean, this man has trained more Academy Award-winning screenwriters than anybody on the planet, and what he's been able to do for our Northern California filmmaking community is just absolutely stunning. And we miss him. I miss him every day. And I knew that he'd had some health challenges. I mean, damn near 90 years old. But this gentleman, apart from being a titan in the industry, in the film industry, for over 60 years in the filmmaking industry in LA, was near and dear to our heart, and the guy that really started our screenwriting program. Another gentleman that I'd like to bring in right now, Mr. Richard Broadhurst, has kind of taken the mantle of our screenwriting program. And hey, Richard, how's it going, brother?
Hey, good. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I just, I'm kind of missing our buddy Lou. Would you mind saying a few words? You knew Lou better than anybody, and the two of you were like frickin' frack. You guys were like two bugs in a rug, man. Can you talk to us about our friend for those people who never had the pleasure of meeting Lou?
Well, I mean, I think what I loved about Lou was his generosity and the time he would spend with people, and he would talk to anyone about writing anytime.
Yes, he did.
And I really appreciated that about him. And he was always the optimist. I know whenever we would do our little panels, I was kind of the bad guy. His good guy. So
Yeah.
which was kind of funny, and I think he enjoyed it. We both sort of enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
he was more apt to be positive about everything. I tended to be a little bit more. I wouldn't say I wasn't negative, but I tried to be sort of the voice of reality in terms of the business part of things. And,
Right.
Lou,
Well, I mean, not, I mean, I hear you. Yeah, he's definitely a sweetheart, and everybody loved him. I don't think he ever, had a person that didn't absolutely love him. But I will say, though, that he was pretty clear-eyed about the business too. I mean, I remember he would always tell screenwriters, they'd say, "Hey, am I going to win an award, or am I going to, how do I get an agent?" And he'd go, "Well, how many screenplays have you written?" And they'd go, "1." And then he'd go, "Come back to me and talk to me when you've written 17 about getting an agent." Remember, he would say stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. He was always. I think that's sort of the. And I always just sort of echoed what he was saying, because it's certainly true. And even if you've got 17, that doesn't necessarily mean
any of them are any good, right? Yeah,
right,
sure.
Right. But Lou, I was always amazed at how he could find a positive spin on everything, and I really appreciated that about him. And I tried to become a little better about that. And he sort of encouraged me to do that. So I really did try. But he and then and Pamela both were real sweethearts, and so
Pamela, his wife.
Yeah, Pamela, his wife. And I got to spend time with him. My wife and I actually went out to his beloved Nebraska and spent time at his with he and Pamela in their home, and he showed me they had a house that they had set aside. He would do his sort of screenwriting conference, and he would bring in the screenwriters, and they would all stay in this beautiful Victorian house. So when my wife and I went out there, he just put us up in this house. We had the run of this beautiful,
gorgeous, big, beautiful Nebraska house. He had a name for the place. I can't remember what he called it, but
I don't know what he called it, but
the screenwriting colony is what he would call it.
Colony, yeah. It was really kind of fun. It was we were there. There wasn't anybody there when we were there, but so we had the whole house to ourselves. But there was there was a pool room where people could go if they wanted to break from writing and play pool.
And what's great about it, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're out, just the plains went forever. So you had nothing to do but concentrate on writing, right?
I grew up in Kansas, so I know.
Unless you wanted to go bull riding, I suppose.
Oh yeah, so I was used to it, but I think a lot of people, it was probably culture shock
I'll bet. Yeah, well, these city slickers.
Yeah,
well, listen, Richard, if you would do me the kindness, I would like you to hang around, if you would, for just a few moments, because I do want to tell folks at home, Richard Broadhurst has kind of been just kind enough and sweet enough. And folks, by the way, I want you to know, most of everything that happens as a result of the California Film Foundation, these people are volunteering their time. And Richard's been volunteering his time just the way Lou did to support screenwriters and to support filmmakers. So understand that when we bring some of the people on here, like my man Vincent D. Miles of the Sacramento Black Film Festival, Cinesoul, who will be on hopefully tonight. He's doing a big thing tomorrow with the MLK dinner over at Sacramento State. So we'll hopefully get him on here tonight. But all these people are doing it out of the kindness of their heart. And they all have day jobs that are basically making films or screenwriting. So Richard is no different. And we're going to be doing a lot more of these screenwriting symposiums with Richard at the helm, dutifully and masterfully taking over where our wonderfully beloved Dr. Lou left off. But right now, what I'd like to do, just because we have so many people that we have to honor right now, and this evening, is I'd like to bring on a few filmmakers if I can. This first group of filmmakers are the outstanding, let's see here. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. Outstanding technical achievement. And that would be my brothers from other mothers, Mr. Randy Nundahl and Mr. Rob Livings. I don't know. Are you guys around? Can I, did we get you? Oh, there they are. Hey, brother. What's going on? Now, let me set this up here because just, what was it? Just right here in December, we world premiered your film. Tell us about it. Randy, Rob, tell us about your movie for those people that weren't at the screening. Oh, you might want to turn on your mic there first before you tell us about it. Randy, can we hear you?
Yes, we can hear me, right?
All right, you go for it. You start out.
Okay, so The Christmas Tapes is a horror anthology film that stars Greg Sestero, Vernon Wells, and Dave Sheridan, and is about a mysterious stranger who turns up to a family's house on Christmas Eve with a box of videotapes that he forces them to watch.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, it was an amazing movie. For a lot of reasons. The performances were just amazing. Rob, do we get your mic working, Rob?
Uh-oh.
No, we don't got him. All right, but we're gonna a little bit later on. We're gonna have a gentleman who has actually won an award for his comedic performance in this movie. But is it really a comedy? It's kind of a horror comedy. I mean, tell me, Randy, what is this? What is this movie, The Christmas Tapes?
I would say it's a horror comedy. So with each, we have 4 different segments and then the wraparound film. And with each segment, we try to show a different genre within the horror genre. So we had like the traditional found footage, Scared in the Woods. We had a thriller. We had something just random and bizarre in the middle. And then we had a horror comedy at the end. And
the comedy part was provided by some wonderful cast of characters and some amazing actors. Jason Kuykendall, who, if people don't know that name locally, I don't know what rock you've been living under. But talk to us, if you would, because we're going to bring him on a little bit later, about Dave Sheridan. Now, by the way, if you guys don't know who Dave Sheridan is, go IMDb that name. Randy, can you help us? Who's Dave Sheridan?
Dave Sheridan is, he was in Scary Movie 1. He played Doofy, and he's also known for playing a role in The Devil's Rejects. He's a funny guy, super hardworking. He's making so many films. He's great. He's so fun to work with.
And he's so hilarious in this movie, which I'm like, it was like Act 3 comes up and I'm like, I forgot I was watching a horror movie for a little while. And it was just amazing. He's going to be on a little bit later. But you guys have also won for the technical wizardry. You've won outstanding technical achievement in a film.
I'm here.
I don't know who. Oh, you're in, buddy.
Finally,
okay, so let me ask you that. Let me ask you this question, Rob. Technical achievement. Tell the folks at home who I mean, because you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing.
I'm great with audio. Yep, technically great with audio.
But why can you imagine we bestowed this award on you? Because I know you've got a couple of people to thank, don't you?
I would imagine a lot of it comes down to Connor and Taylor's VFX work on our pretty much a zero budget kind of dealio. Randy and I are still bootstrapping our films, but I mean, especially that scene. There's a scene in the the final story of Paranormal Perry with where I don't know, I feel like it's pretty seamless. Like some of the stuff that we got back from the effects, and I mean, not that there's these other bits that you would have awarded it for, but there's some things that Taylor did to kind of hide certain errors on. I mean, well, let's admit it, Randy, we made some mistakes on screen and we were able to fix them in post.
Truth comes out.
So yeah, no, we were able to pull off a lot with a very little, and I think that's probably why.
It was amazing. It was really, and when they talked about at the screening, some of the tricks that they were able to pull off, it was I was left drop jawed. Really quickly, because we do have to keep it moving tonight, but you know, obviously the Christmas season is over, but you can watch great movies anytime. So how can people find the Christmas tapes now?
So it just went on Tubi this week. We did launch it before Christmas, and it's on Amazon in, I think, most territories. It hit Eastern Europe this week, we found out. But yeah, you can see it. There's different YouTube channels, Kings of Horror, things like that. But I would recommend watching it on Tubi. Tubi are really good supporters of independent filmmakers. They definitely look after us better than most streaming services. So yeah, I would check it out on Tubi. And yeah, it doesn't have to be Christmas to check out a Christmas movie.
No, and not only that, check it out, folks, because you know you got your list, right, of all your favorite Christmas movies, the perennial Christmas favorites list, the Christmas tapes. That's your next one. You heard it here first, Sacramento Film Festival. We played it just before Christmas, but if you missed it, go get it on Tubi right now, or find video wherever you can acquire Find Video. Gentlemen, Randy Nundahl Jr. and Mr. Rob Livings, I want to thank you guys. You guys are truly, truly masters. And I can't wait to see what you got coming up next. You want to tease us real quick? What you got coming up?
Ooh, Randy, what do you want to reveal?
Oh, go on, Rob.
Let's do this. We are shooting a film locally in May. However, keep an eye out for a Kickstarter campaign. We have a partially funded film coming up with Greg Sestero. It's called Forbidden Sky. It's a sci-fi film we're going to shoot next year in Texas. And a campaign's going out on February 8th. So keep an eye out for that, because yeah, we're gonna see how much more we can raise on top of what we already have to really make this one happen and kind of step up our.
What's the website or the social? What do you want to give it out?
Oh, it'll be on Kickstarter. I don't really have much more about that, but you can check us out on Instagram, Wolfcat Films. You'll see it on there. So at Wolfcat Films, like a cat.
At Wolfcat Films. Yes, sir. We love it. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Randy Nundahl, Rob Livings, outstanding technical achievement in a movie at the Sacramento Film Festival 2022. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. All right. Now what we're going to do, you betcha. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the outstanding Cinesoul, outstanding comedy short, outstanding future visionary, outstanding long form. That's right. We're going yard on y'all. And outstanding Cine Latino. Let me see. I don't know how many of them we got in here, but I got for outstanding Cinesoul, we've got Wishful Thinking with Kevin Johnson. We have the outstanding comedy short, which is Losing My Head with Alex. And Alex, I'm going to butcher your last name, Sajicic. I hope I didn't butcher it too badly. Future visionary is Danielle Mercado. Butcher your last name. And uncredited, a movie called Uncredited for outstanding long form by Farron Deweese. And of course, outstanding Cine Latino for First Time Home by Noemi Librado Sanchez and as her sister Esmirna Librado. All right, let's see who we were able to find out of that. Oh, there's Alex. Hey, Alex, what's up, Brother Bear?
Hello, hello.
And Farron.
You did great on my last name. Thank you.
I know you did great on my name.
Well, you know what? Even a blind dog finds a bone some days, kids. So thank you so much for that. And Noemi, it's so much of a pleasure to have you guys on screen here. May I, if I could, I would just ask you all to tell us just briefly about your movies. Now, these are all movies that have either played or will play with the Sacramento Film Festival. In the case of Noemi and Esmirna's film, we're talking about the Cine Latino component, which is going to be coming up later on in the year in September. We have an entire film festival called Cine Latino. So you guys are going to have to wait a little bit, but we wanted to not wait to give you two an award. So Alex, let's just start with you. Tell us a little bit about your film.
My film is called Losing My Head. It was about a young woman that wants to make films for a living, but has gotten stuck doing really corporate work and has just died inside and outside a little bit.
And it's absolutely, by the way, all you video editors out there, this movie is absolutely hilarious from that standpoint because she's editing a video. Tell us the name of your star of that film, Alex.
Sarah Lee. And she's
Sarah
up
Lee.
for awards tonight, I
And
think.
she's going to be up a little bit later on tonight for an award for her acting, and she's absolutely fabulous in this. Farron, same question to you. Tell us a little bit about your movie.
Yeah, we have a short, or we won long form for uncredited. It is kind of behind the scenes of what it takes to put on a film festival, following our main character, Elle, and kind of all the drama from the red carpet and everything she has to do to survive one night behind the scenes of the celebrity tributes.
Yeah, man, boy, was I really commiserating on that movie. You guys were spot on. What was the scene for that? Because I really loved the venue that you had established to put on the film festival.
Thanks. Yeah, we shot it at the Lincoln Theater in Yountville, which is closed down since COVID, but we know the owner and he let us in to shoot there. And we shot 30 pages in 2.5 days, which was crazy, but we did it, and it was an amazing experience. Juliana Folk is also on tonight, but she is our main actress in that, and she also wrote it and produced it with me. So we launched Ashella Productions, which is our production company here in Northern California, focused on telling more female-driven stories here in film. So, yeah.
Well, folks, I want you to know that you can see uncredited, and you can see Alex's film. That you can see them now. We'll provide links to you. But if you go to the Sacramento Film Fest, when you go back in past if you go to upcoming events, there's another tab. You'll see previous events, and you can watch all those movies right now at the CaliforniaFilm.net website, and through links through the Sacramento Film Festival website. Now, Esmirna and Noemi, tell us, if you will, about your movie.
Well, we made a video, family and across the border. How the border separates our families.
And tell us tell us the name of the film again, please.
The name is First Time Home.
First Time Home. And it's a doc, and you're literally going home, aren't you? Back to Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, had you guys been born in Mexico? Had you been born here?
We were born in California.
So when you're saying first time home, you literally have never been to Mexico. That was the first time.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Noemi, how old were you when you guys made this movie?
I was 12.
And how old are you now?
18.
And you're in college, right?
Yes.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Eastern Washington University.
You said something in the movie that I just fell in love with. You said, we may be different, but we're not dumb. We're smart people. And that resonated with me, because I think that what happens, particularly with migrant communities who feed us, right, who are out there working their fingers to the bone on the field, that people don't realize that these are entire families and people that have struggled, and you guys, your film demonstrated that. It brought the humanity for those of us who are used to going to the store and buying tomatoes or apples or whatever it is, that the human toll that it takes. I don't know whose idea it was. Can you tell me whose idea it was to chronicle this journey home?
I think part of, I don't know, I can say a little bit, then she can. It was a bit of everybody. We all put our part into it, and our family, they participate in it, and would it's one of many that we have done, and we all put a bit.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, it was absolutely stunning, ladies. And we just want to thank you. Again, it will be playing in September with Cine Latino, the Sacramento Latino Film Festival. So you guys are going to have to wait. I'm going to put you on a little bit of a cliffhanger here. But the movie is absolutely Fantastic. How can folks reach you?
We have a Instagram, a Facebook page, and
What is it?
it's called First Time Home.
First Time Home at Instagram or Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay, same question I want to
film.
ask.
First Time Home film. Sorry.
Oh,
It's 'cause
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I want to ask the same question for Alex and Farron. How can we find you if people get excited and maybe they want to work with you or they want to see more of your movies? Oh, are they still with us? Oh, there they are.
All right. Hi. Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram at Ashella Productions, which is ASHELLA Productions. That's where we're posting. We have several other festivals coming up, so you can also, attend any of those and join us there as well.
Alex?
Sorry, I dropped there for half a second, but I guess we're asking about where we can see the film.
Yeah. Well, where can we get a hold of you at least?
I have no social media. I'm terrible, but I guess a website, www.aqlex.com is where you could find me.
And again, guys, go to that californiafilm.net, please, so you can see their movies. You're going to be very happy you did. With COVID, we couldn't show every movie in a theater this year, but it does actually give us a little bit of extra opportunity. So I do appreciate you guys sharing it with the online audience, because a lot of filmmakers, they're rightfully so, they're a little weirded out about that. But the fact that you guys were willing to do that means the world. Again, want to thank you guys so much. We've been talking to the folks from the outstanding comedy short, Losing My Head, the outstanding future visionary Danielle Mercado, who wasn't able to make it, but also the outstanding long form uncredited and outstanding Cine Latino. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Let me just take a little quick look and see where I'm at here. We talked a little bit about Cine Latino that is coming up at the Sacramento Film Festival. Well, something that's coming up this next month right here in February is Cinesol, the Sacramento Black Film Festival. Check it out. We'll be right back.
Do you want me to just go check? I'll show you there's nothing out there. It's probably nothing.
Are you expecting somebody?
No.
Hey, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. My car broke down and my phone's dead.
Oh, no. Come on in.
Are you sure?
Of course, it's Christmas. Gee, what's your Christmas tradition? Every Christmas, we do watch a movie.
Making the next great Christmas movie.
What's in the box?
It's not midnight yet.
We let in a super weird guy.
You're in good hands. Take off. Rachel, go! Get over here. Cast photo. Here we go. You asked what was in my box?
I don't want to know what's in the box.
Well, yeah, you do, because you asked about it. He doesn't show you any good films, because he's not original. So you're going to take this, and you're going to put it in, and we're going to get started, all right?
We're here with our very own Christmas scarecrow.
No one will ship a human being. And luckily, I found this guy, so he's going to deliver me right to the front door.
Christmas, you've got to give something back. I am the piper. The piper has to be paid.
We were looking forward to Christmas also, because we were about to do a Christmas seance.
This is going to be a good one.
Where are we? Ian, you do not want to sit down now.
What is that, Harry?
Get down.
I don't even know what's coming. Settle in.
I'm telling you, folks, that's going to be on your favorites list. Mark my words, it's going to be on your Christmas favorites list. Regina Pigsley, are you out there? Can we get Regina? There she is.
Hi.
Tell us who you are and tell us which movie that you are proudly, I hope, representing tonight.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm Regina Pigsley. I wrote and directed The Phoenix. The Phoenix is a.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
The Phoenix, of course, was the film that Danielle Mercado is winning the Future Visionary Award for. So tell us a little bit about not only the movie, which is a phenomenal movie that we will be playing at the film festival, right, coming up, but also about this wonderful young lady and her performance, Danielle.
Sure. The Phoenix is about a little girl who suddenly acquires superpowers, and she then uses those superpowers to try to fix her parents' marriage. And Danielle Mercado plays the teenage version of our little girl, and she is so incredibly talented and so incredibly easy to work with. Her self-tape audition is what really sold us. And it was just a match made in heaven, really, because she ended up looking so extremely similar to the little girl who also was incredibly amazing. So it was just.
They were both, I mean, that was a really hard one to pick. I mean, they were both phenomenal actresses. Although Danielle did have a little bit of heavy lifting to do because after having the trauma of seeing what she had to see with her parents, right?
Exactly. She
No
really,
spoilers.
really delivered. Yeah. She was really, really professional because we have to do that monologue. So,
Wait a minute,
hi,
we're
oh my
talking about
gosh.
her. There she is. Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you got to make it.
I know I saw it last minute, but I'm on.
We didn't think you were going to make it, girlfriend, but thank you so very much. We were just going to say all these wonderful, nice things about you, but now that you are here, can I ask you, was this your first film or how many films? I mean, you look like a seasoned pro in this movie.
No, I've only done like 3 other films. But other than that, I say this was my most challenging one for sure.
Right. Oh, I believe it. Now, I believe I might have misspoken. I think it's up on our website now. Is that right, Regina? Is that up on our website right now?
I know that we screen virtually. So
Yeah. So
yes.
try it on the California Film again. CaliforniaFilm.net. The Phoenix is the name of the movie. Danielle, tell me what's coming up next for you, please.
Coming up next, I do have a few things coming up next that I am actually very excited about. But I am not allowed to talk about.
Oh, they won't let you. Okay, how can we reach you then? If somebody wants to hire you in a movie, how do they reach you?
Call me. Just call me. Tell me that you want me, and I'll go ahead and go.
I'll tell you what, folks. She's on CaliforniaFilm.net. It's Danielle Mercado. You can find her that way, and then that way we don't have to give out your telephone number to the world. How about that?
Yeah,
Regina, what's coming up for you?
I've got a feature in the making that I'm co-writing with a good friend, as well as a horror short. And yeah, we're just finishing out our festival run with the Phoenix. We're actually screening in Yountville on the 3rd of February. So
outstanding. Well, I can't wait. Please send me an invite because I'll be there if I can. And I do thank you so much, ladies. You guys are amazing.
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you so very much. All right, now without further ado, I think we would be remiss. We're talking about film festivals, movies that screen in film festivals, but none of that would be possible if it weren't for amazing people like this next person that I want to introduce to you. And this person is our local Vanguard Award winner, the first local Vanguard Award winner that we're going to give out a couple of these tonight, recognitions. But this lady I met, I want to say probably, oh God, I don't want to date myself, but it's probably been at least 15 years ago. And when you talk about a film commissioner and what they do, what a film commissioner's job is to do is to support the local film community and to support visiting filmmakers. Yes, by giving them the opportunity and by making it legally okay for them to film, right, with permits, working it out with the police. There's a lot that goes into that. But beyond the actual physical wrangling of, police, fire, shutting down streets if necessary, permitting, which is a lot, and believe me, that's not to be given any short shrift. When a film commissioner is really doing what they're supposed to be doing, what they do is they're a friend to filmmakers. They are the support structure, the backbone to filmmakers, to film festivals, and to people who are creating in the community and people who are coming in, because they want to make it a supportive place to make movies. And nobody embodies that more than this next lady. And that's why we're calling her our local vanguard for 2022 Film Festival, the 2023 Sacramento Film Awards. And I'm talking about none other than Kathleen Dodge, my good buddy. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, it is so nice to see you. You know, it's like we are ships passing in the night, right? Because you go a million miles an hour, I go a million miles an hour, and we've got so many different things going on in our lives. But it is really, truly our honor and blessing to be able to talk to you. What I would like to ask you is, what can we do to help you, right? What can the film community do to help you better do what you do and
make
just
your films in El Dorado County? Call me up, tell me what your locations are, and make your films here. That's
right. El Dorado and Tahoe, right? And Tahoe.
El Dorado, all the way to Lake Tahoe.
All the way.
And you know, you'll be in good company with Top Gun but it's not just the big movies. I love working with emerging filmmakers, and so what they can do is call me and let me know how I can help them do what they need to do. I'm here to help them do what they need to do.
You've been so kind, and of course you have the I Love Film Mixer that every year we've been California Film Foundation has been a part of and helping you.
Huge supporter from the very beginning.
Thank you. But what I was going to say is that, you know, at the same time, that's a mixer that really shows off the entire community and all the folks, you know, craft services, just all the different kind of businesses in El Dorado that support not just filmmaking, but support the whole county just generally every day.
Well, and that film mixer is a regional mixer. So it's not just for El Dorado County. It goes all the way to the Bay. Everybody come. It's Friday, October 20th this year.
Oh, you already got a date this year.
We do.
October 20th.
Yes, I'm talking with some amazing speakers. As our guest speaker, we usually have someone come in who's a fabulous supporter of film in some way. We've had actors and stuntmen and senators and producers and directors, and we'll have a surprise this year. But I hope everyone will come. That's free and open to the public. You'll see Marty there, and he's really good at helping to promote this. And it's a community outreach, because if we all work together, and that's what I always want to encourage, if we're working together, we're going to be a better film industry up here in Northern California. And so that networking event is just for the purpose to create a synergy.
Okay, well, definitely hit me up, because I got a couple of ideas on guests or speakers that maybe might help create some of that synergy for you this year. But Kathleen, I mean, I can't say enough how much it means to us to have a film commissioner in this region whose heart is clearly in it and who really, really understands about supporting filmmakers, big and small. I mean, you know, Top Gun.
That's true.
And yeah, I remember when you couldn't, I mean, I'm like, Kathleen, you can tell me, no, Marty, I can't tell you. And then, of course, it was Top Gun. And it
Paramount
was, so
brutal. And I'd worked with Michael Fantasia before on Memoirs of a Geisha. But you know what? Those are big movies. And those, even in my long career, only happen once in a while. I love working with the emerging filmmakers, making their first feature or even their first short. And I'm there, you know, I just want them to be honest with me. What are we working with? Is it no budget? Do you have a little bit of a budget? How can we make this happen? Because I'm a firm believer that if you make a film with me, you're going to come back and continue to make films with me. And we've seen that with some really great filmmakers.
Well, listen to that. Listen to those words, filmmakers, because again, I know you all get scared, right? You're scared of the unions, right? You're scared of some of the things that you have to do, like talking to film commissioners. But when you have a film commissioner that looks at it as a partnership, you know, you don't have to think about it that it's this big daunting thing. And Kathleen embodies that.
Well, I tell people I am not the film police. So if you tell me what you're going to do, I'm not going to like sneak out there and, you know, I'm going to tell you how to do it the right way and then you're going to choose how you want to make your film, and that's up to you. But I've worked with a lot of emerging filmmakers, and we've seen people who were just scraping it together to make their first film who are so big in Hollywood right now. And so I like to encourage that. That's fun for me. And so I look at what you have and say, when I ask you what your budget is, I'm asking because I'm trying to get you the best I can for what you have.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So again, no salesman will call people. That's not what this is about. It's about supporting you. And by the way, speaking of which, how can they get a hold of you if they need that support and they want to shoot in El Dorado or Lake Tahoe?
They can call me. They can email me. They can go to my website.
There you go. filmtahoe.com. And by the way, folks, she's very responsive, just so you know. Very responsive.
If you email me, you will hear back from me. If for some reason you don't, I highly recommend you call me again and say, hey, what's up? But I'm pretty good at it, and I want to work with you. I mean, if you're working, I'm working. So that's my job. And so I believe every project has economic development, and doesn't matter what your budget is. I'm here for you.
Kathleen, I love you.
I love you. And I feel very honored and very, very lucky. They say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And
everybody in this community that knows you loves you because they know where your heart is, and your heart is supporting and helping people as it should be. And for that, we can't. This little acknowledgement doesn't even cut it, but it's what we can do.
This is an amazing acknowledgement. It's extreme honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen. Folks, Kathleen Dodge, wow. It doesn't get any better than that, but you know what? We're going to press onward, and we're going to try nonetheless. Thank you so much, Kathleen. All right, folks. All right, let's see. Let me see here. The next thing I got coming up is the People's Choice Awards Outstanding DP Class of 22, okay? Outstanding DP Class of 22. Now, Jordan out there, do you want to run away to a little bit of a break, or can we go right into this? Because I mean, we're rocking and rolling here. I can't believe how many wonderful folks that we've already talked to. You ready to rock into the next one, Jordan? Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, folks, these guys usually are behind the camera, so they're probably going to be a little bit embarrassed here today. But what we're talking about is the People's Choice Awards. You voted for 5 gentlemen, and Mr. Joseph Catches, Mr. Vert Wright, Mr. Tim Walton, Mr. Aaron Leong, and Mr. Michael Broussard, our class of 2022. You guys, I got at least 2 of you here. I don't know where the other ones are. Aaron said, I think he's on a set today, but he's going to try real hard to be here with us. But we do appreciate you all. And let me just ask you guys, Vert, Joey, what's it take, man? What's it take to be a cinematographer? Whoever wants to jump in first, man, talk to us.
Go ahead, Joey.
I'm going to let Vert go first because he's the master, man. So
Vert, come on, man. I'm just happy to be on this list.
What's it take, Vert? What did it take for you? Just tell us your story.
Probably obsession. I'd say obsession. I've become obsessed with lighting, over the last few years. So obsession and dedication, that's really what it takes. And you got to love it. You got to enjoy it, or otherwise you're not gonna stick with it. So, I just love being on set. So, that's about it. Obsession.
Because everybody always, every single time we screen a movie and the movie looks good, you know what the first question you get from the audience is? Come on, Joey, what is it? I think you're muted. You got to unmute yourself. What's that first question they always ask?
The first question is, did Vert shoot that?
No, that's not what it is. That's what it should be, maybe. But no, the first question they always ask is, what did you shoot this on?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I don't know about you, but that question irritates the hell out of me. Does that question irritate y'all?
I love talking that stuff. What about you, Vert?
I asked that question myself, You know, I mean, that's probably the second question that should be asked. The first question is probably who shot it,
Who shot it?
What did you shoot it on? But I asked that question.
Let's talk about that first question. Tell me why the real first question isn't what you shoot it on, but who shot it? Why is that the question to ask?
Right, because you know what? The camera is secondary to the person that's operating it. I mean, give me a person with a, mediocre camera who really knows what they're doing over a person with a great camera that doesn't really know what they're doing. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know the equipment.
Yeah.
So it's much more. It's the DP is much more important than the camera he's using.
Yeah, Joey, what would you say about that?
Yeah, Vert answered it so well. I mean, I nerd out on that stuff, man. I want to know the camera and the lens, because when an audience watches a film, they see it through the lens. They see it through the sensor. So to me, like that kind of nerd talk is really exciting, but Vert nailed it. It's all about the person who's behind the camera, which is ultimately there to serve the story. So all of those are just tools to tell the story. And some of us nerd out on it. Others are just like, I just want to see a great story. At the end of the day, it's all about the story, and we're all one team carrying out the director's vision for that story.
Yeah. Amen. Hallelujah. And again, we would be remiss because there's a couple of guys that aren't on here that we're trying to get on here, Mr. Tim Walton and Mr. Aaron Leong and Mr. Michael Broussard. And by the way, Aaron is our class president this year, and that just means on the popularity contest, he got the most votes. But I know you guys are happy for him. He got a lot of votes, but I'll tell you what, I don't know if we can get him on here right now, or maybe he can pop in a little bit later. But if we can get some of those guys on, that would be helpful. And also, kids, I just want to say thank you, because I understand, my first degree in college was 35 millimeter SLR photography. You know why that was? Because I couldn't afford to go to film school. So in my mind, I was like, let me go ahead and go to photography school, and then I can learn about the moving part later. Right. And that actually that was a very good foundational education. But what it also taught me was it taught me how important a good cinematographer, a good photographer is toward capturing that director's vision that you're talking about. And that really, in many cases, could make or break the movie. So kids at home, you could do a lot worse than getting these guys on your team. Vert, how do people find you other than going to the website, californiafilm.net, which is one good way to do it?
They can find me on Facebook under Vert Wright, and I'm looking for filmmakers to work with. I'm looking for people who don't have the biggest budget, but who want to take their work to the next level by slowing down a little bit and putting a little more time and effort into the lighting and the set design. That's what I'm
Amen,
looking for.
brother. All right. Hey, Joey, same question, man. How do we find you?
Yeah, you could go to my website at storylitfilm.com or find me on Instagram at storylitfilms.
Again, folks, just remember, if you have a problem finding these guys, they're all on the website, californiafilm.net. And we want to get you in that directory. If you're not already in there, make sure you're on that directory so people go right to the directory page and find you easy. Vert Wright, Joey Catches, can I just say thank you one more time? You guys are phenomenal. It is our honor to honor you with these Sacramento Film Awards.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marty, and thank you to the whole team for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
All
you.
right, folks, we're going to move quickly here. I have been just informed that that gentleman that we were talking about earlier, Mr. Dave Sheridan, is actually in the house. Now, I don't know if this is true because I think he's on a film set. But while we try to get him up, you know who else is in the house? Our actor impresario, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Jeffrey Weissman, my brother from another mother. Where you at, Jeffrey? Oh, he's going to play peekaboo. There he is. Oh, man, first you see him, now you don't. Jeffrey, come back to me. There he is.
I had to dress up. It's an award show.
You are a man among men, sir. What have you been up to? It seems like forever since I've seen you. We had the COVID, and then we started doing some meetings, and then you just took off like a rocket. What's been going on with you?
Well, when lockdown started, I had a hard time, the existential angst, how do I remain relevant? I started doing whatever I could virtually, and I got involved with a group called the Show Must Go Online out of London. And through that first summer, they did Shakespeare's entire catalog virtually with the cast members from around the world. And then I started working with an offshoot of the Actors Gang, Tim Robbins and Lee Ehrenberg and Ron Campbell and company, doing the Cabinet of Oddities, where we get a prompt every couple of weeks and come in as a character based on that prompt and make an offering, whether it be a poem, a song, a monologue for the first hour. And then for the second hour, we would be put scenes together randomly pretty much and improvise. So it was ways of adapting, keeping creative, then doing a lot of writing. I produced my own little educational bit as Mark Twain, playing both Simon Wheeler and Twain, taping the Jumping Frog of Calaveras County story. Just trying to stay busy, keep the creative muscles flexing. Maybe $85,000 for the gig.
So I know you've been doing a good job. By the way, I keep seeing Dave's camera flicker on.
Oh,
Dave,
bring him on.
Here, buddy, turn your camera on. We want to bring you in. Where's Dave Sheridan? Where's he at? Come on in here, brother. Well, he's not got his camera on, but I think I can hear what's going on. He's on.
Can you hear us, Dave? He's at a party.
Yeah, it sounds like he's having a good time. He can't be bothered with us. All right, Dave, when you get a chance, tap in. Jeffrey, you've been in. And by the way, folks, if you don't, and I there's no amount of introduction that I can do justice to Jeffrey, but Jeffrey has, ever since Charlie passed away, Jeffrey's been helping us with these screenwriting meetings that we have with the California Film Foundation. Okay, the California screenwriters. And but the reason why he's such an amazing teacher, did I say screenwriters? I meant actors. Hello, actors.
I help writers too.
You do, but I will tell you, it's the actor part. And if you don't know, please IMDb him, because he's been in probably more movies. You've probably forgotten most of the movies that you've been in. You've been in so many movies and TV shows and commercials and things.
Someone reminded me today that I was in Get Crazy.
Oh, wait, there's Dave. Come in, Dave. There he is. All right, we got Jeffrey and Dave. And who's your guest there, Dave? Who's that with you?
I don't even know what we're up to.
What's that? Who's that?
I'm on. Hey, wait.
What's going on, bro?
I thought it was Vernon Wells.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave, you won an award at our film festival, but it sounds like you had a party.
Yeah. Hey. The award show we're on. I got the award.
Wait, Jeffrey, don't go away, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Film festival. Right, everybody here in Sacramento. Party. Yeah.
Dave, man, listen, you did this movie, The Christmas Tapes, and it was fantastic. I'm here with Jeffrey Weissman, who has been in a number of wonderful movies himself. But you did this little movie, The Christmas Tapes, and you stole the entire movie, bro. I don't know how you.
Award show. I'm stealing this award show. I do it all the time.
That's what
I got these people here, right? Sacramento.
Hey, man, how do you do it, man? How do you do what you do, Dave? How is it? How is it that you can do it?
I get up in the morning and I start drinking a lot. It's got to be me. And the woman of there she is, love of my life, Miss Felissa Rose.
Oh, Felissa Rose. Oh, my gosh. We're getting a double whammy. Thank you, Felissa. We love you, too.
Come on. She's just in her awards banquet thing. Just
wait, are you at an awards show? This is so meta. You're at an awards show inside of an awards show. What do you got? What is this event you guys are at tonight?
This is I organized this event when I heard I won. I thought you were paying for it. I put it on a tab. Sacramento International Film Festival, right, Sacramento?
Oh, thank you.
I'm actually on set for a film called New Year's Eve, which we're about to shoot tomorrow. And one of the things we like to have parties really late at night before we start shooting early in the morning.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We got a DJ, Mr. DJ in the house. Tomorrow we all get bloody, right?
Well, you know what, man? We were not worthy. And I just want to say, man, that Act 3 hit of the Christmas tapes, and you came in there with Paranormal Perry. And all I got to say is, when is the TV show? When is Paranormal Perry? When are the Paranormal Perry Chronicles going to hit movie theater or a TV channel near you?
You guys has anybody seen the Christmas tapes?
I
have. Yeah. If you haven't, go and see that. That's what I'm winning this award for. And I played a character named Paranormal Perry. And there's chatter about making it into a TV show. I can't wait to do it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Bro, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. When's this movie going to hit theaters? After you shoot it, right?
Yeah. Usually the movie comes out in theaters after we shoot it. Just to let you know how it works. Sacramento International Film Festival. All those people in other countries than Sacramento. I don't visit the country of Sacramento too much, but when I do, I have a lot of fun. And I usually make movies before I put them out in the movie theater. This one will be out. It's New Year's Eve. It takes place at New Year's Eve, so expect to see it next year, December of 2023. Is that what you were in? Yeah.
In time for New Year's.
Dave, we just got to ask you one favor. Make sure you submit it, and we can get it for the Sacramento Film Festival, so we can create a party for you and all your friends.
You got yourself a deal. Yeah. It is one of the reasons I even decided to do this film is because we did the Christmas tapes, and I love doing it. And I was like, oh, I want to do what's the next holiday? Oh, New Year's Eve. And so we tracked these guys down. I heard to make a New Year's Eve. Then I'm going to be in President's Day, Valentine's Day. Yeah. Eventually get my way to Arbor Day, which we're all doing. Just when you thought it was.
You're gonna work on every single holiday until you get down to Groundhog Day or something. I don't know. You're gonna.
Hallmark Channel's gonna love you.
That's right.
Yeah. We should just do one on my birthday.
Did you get the award yet?
Yeah. Did I get the award or not?
Yeah, it's in the mail.
All right. What exactly did I win? What did I win, really? Tell me.
You won a Laurel and Hearty handshake from the Sacramento Film Festival. Everybody, it is Dave Sheridan. Give it up for him.
Yes.
We love you, brother. Go sleep it. Go sleep.
I'm a guy with one arm because my arm's about to die. That's why. Thank you so much for having us. We're gonna go party.
Yeah, man. We love you. Wow. Jeffrey. I don't know how you top that, but that's the kind of thing right there. That's an actor that comes in and takes over the show. And that's exactly what he did in this movie, The Christmas Tapes. And again, folks, that thing's out on Tubi right now. It's going to be one of your perennial Christmas favorites. Jeffrey, if you would, first of all, I kind of cut you off on a point there. You were telling me that you were in a movie that you'd forgotten about. What was it?
Oh, not a big deal. Not a big deal.
You've probably been in more movies than Carter's Head Liver Pills that you've forgotten about.
Oh gosh, I'd do anything when I was young. Set. I wasn't allowed to be an actor when I was growing up. My parents were similarly in the business, but they saw it wasn't a business for anyone serious about raising a family or making a living. So they wouldn't let me when I was, and then when I was, out of high school, I did whatever I could, working on things like The Rose and FM and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, where I got brainwashed by Alice Cooper, and it was kind of background stuff. And someone reminded me, one of those was Get Crazy, and I totally forgot that I was even on that set. That a friend of mine was handling, crowd scenes, and I just wanted to be able to see Malcolm McDowell.
That's how it starts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool to be reminded of that just today. But I have to say about Mr. Sheridan there, you know, he's doing the right thing. You have some success with you know, his award-winning performance in this show, and is so inspired with such a village. It takes a village.
That's right.
You have to network. You have to put a team together. You have to have the passion of not only your own, but all those behind him. And you know, it'll hopefully snowball for him. You know, they everyone coming out of 2 or 3 years of lockdown are dying to work and feel relevant and get a taste of participation in a passion project.
Absolutely.
And like what you know, our wonderful darling Kathleen Dodge was saying earlier, you know, she wants to help people achieve dreams and make films. You know, no matter what your budget is, the passion is everything, and people are attracted to it. It's like a magnet.
Yes.
And you know, my friend Amanda's just directed her first feature, and after working several shorts with her, I'm just so proud of her. And it's now streaming on was it Netflix? And just seeing people that you work with, their success,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
it makes your heart swell. And there are
And
so many.
and you know what? And you are right. It does take a village. And if I can I get you to hang out with me just a little bit longer?
I was going to go. I haven't put my pants on yet.
Don't run off.
See?
Don't run off. Because let me tell you why. Speaking of what all the things that you're talking about, and you know, all the folks that it takes to support a career, we have our outstanding regional actor class of 2022, and I'd like to bring them into this conversation with you and me. Lamondo Hill, James E. Meyer, Edward Hightower, Mark Hoffman, and Mike Betancourt. Oh, gentlemen, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
There I am.
Like it's
Yes.
Brady Bunch.
Turn your camera on. If you're not on, turn it on.
Where's Mike?
Turn it on again.
Turn it on, turn it on. There's Mark Hoffman. Bring him in. Bring him in.
Here I am.
Hey, take the camera that's off and bring that one out and bring Mark Hoffman in. There he is. All right, got it. Okay. That whoever had that camera off, that's Lamondo. We got to get your camera on. We'll bring you back in, brother. Gentlemen, I just want to say thank you. Now, let me tell you again, if you haven't heard, the People's Choice, the idea is this, that the people voted. Okay, so what it is, we turn it out to the community, and then they come back. This, some of you have had films in the film festival. Mike, you're in the Killigan Cruise movie, which is, I think, just probably one of the best short films I've seen in a long time. Mark, you're in Lego My Soul, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct.
Jim, I don't know if you're in one of the movies this year, but I'll tell you what, you're very much deserving of the recognition. What have you been in lately, Jim? What's going on with you?
Jim's always got something going. It looks like he froze
Well,
up.
he does. Oh, Jim's. Oh, you know what?
That's
The
how I
moment
got here, but I
froze.
got here. Thank you.
There he is. Jim, what's been going on with you, brother?
I am working on a movie called Election Day Tapes, and starring Hunter Biden. And but we lost the script. We think it's in his garage. We're not sure.
Right? Could it be in the garage? Yeah.
And seriously, we're it could be. We are actually courting investors for a big film that it's a secret movie, so I don't want to talk about it. But Jeffrey has read the script, and he gave us some unbelievable advice on a couple things that change, and he wants to be in it. Got investors if Jeffrey's going to be in it, and but we just love it, and I would be honored to work with Jeffrey. So, and Marty, can I just say, you are doing such a great job. I was expecting this to be like the Golden Globes. This is 100 times better than the Golden Globes. So, yeah.
Well, we just don't want to bore anybody. That's the key. We don't want people staring at their watch the whole time. Gentlemen, you know what? You guys are amazing actors. We should all be so lucky to work with Jeffrey. But Lamondo, I got to tell you, brother, I don't know. I haven't. I mean, this community's been around for a long time. You and I were talking on the phone the other day, but Lamando told me, man, I want to come in here and I want to be the next Tyler Perry for Northern California. I was like, that's the kind of attitude. I haven't met you before, haven't seen your work, but somebody out there loves you, man. You're doing something right. What's going on with you?
Thank you guys for having me. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. So I am a actor, writer, beginning filmmaker. Very humble spirit, here to learn and network with all of you and learn from you guys. My work, you can find it on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel. So it's just my name, Lamando Hill II, and you can see the skits that I put up. I actually have a short film that I'm working on right now. One of my fellow actors is one of the ones who actually nominated me. So I called him and told him thank you. But yeah, man, I'm looking to work hard and network with people and make content. Well, sorry, make art that makes people feel moved. Like the stories and the movies I grew up with as a child. So I'm looking to bring that back into the world, man.
I hear. And as a matter of fact, talking about doing skits and everything, we got my man Mike Betancourt here. And Mike, tell us about your day job. You got an interesting day job, don't you? Oh man, turn on your mic, brother. Turn that microphone on. I want to hear this story.
It's more like a night job, isn't it?
For those of you that don't know, Mike runs the Sacramento Comedy Spot. So, you know, when Lamando talked about skits, that keyed for me right there.
Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
Mike, there he is. He's plugged in.
I don't run the Comedy Spot. I'm a stand-up comedian. Brian, I don't run that business.
You don't run that business, except kind of though. Every time I'm there, how come you're? Every time I'm there, I see you.
Because I love the stage.
Yeah.
I just live on stage.
All right. Okay. So he doesn't run it. He just runs it.
I just make people laugh. That's all I do.
All right.
That's all I'm good at. 100%.
Well, so a stand-up comedian and actor. Talk to us about that.
Well, it's difficult and easy and fun at the same time. I mean, being a stand-up comic, you make people laugh, and acting, you find out who you are and you discover it more. And being a lot of people are afraid to get into stand-up comedy, but a lot of comics are afraid to get into acting because you have to be vulnerable and have people see your emotions and find out who you are and all that wonderful stuff. And we're not used to that. So it was a pleasure to be in this wonderful film. And the director, Bryn, she allowed me to do whatever I wanted, and she was such an amazing person, and I had a great time playing it. It's a great movie, and I play a little crazy, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Now, let me ask you, Mike, are you a method actor, or what do you got to do? What do you got to do to portray crazy? How does that, what's the process for that?
I could be myself.
See how I put that on the tee for you, bro?
Yeah, you did. Thank you, man. That was perfect.
Right on the tee for you. I'll be your
thoughts right there, brother.
I'll be your Laurel.
Acting is one of the.
I gotta say something. I'm totally geeking out with Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I love Back to the Future. I'm a huge Back to the Future fan, and you were in it, and I'm just like geeking out right now, dude. You have no idea.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you, man.
Agreed.
I just want to advance on what you're talking about, using yourself for the crazy. Actors are really the only artists that they are the clay or the paintbrush and the paint. Our bodies and our voices and minds are the material that we tell the stories with. And once you key on that, and once you start networking and working, don't turn back. Keep it in your heart. If you got to do it, it's a tough road to travel, especially to make a living. But if you got to do it, do it. And I'm so happy to, be in your company, you guys. This is really fun.
Man, it's a pleasure to be in your company. Thank you very much.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't talk to my brother from another mother, Mr. Mark Hoffman. Mark, you've embodied a few characters in your days here on old NorCal soil, terra firma.
Yeah.
What's your process? What do you do? How do you just read the lines and the magic flows, or how does it work?
Well, I understand. I try to understand the background story of the character, and shape the role to that.
Yeah.
For the film that I was in, that was in the festival this year, Lego My Soul. I'm playing the role of a serial occultist ritual killer.
Oh God!
Who gets caught in the act, and he gets shot by the police, but he's intent on surviving, continuing to live. So he transfers his soul. His target is a doll, an inanimate object, but he slips in his own blood and grabs, on his way down, grabs the cord of a waffle iron. And so his soul gets transferred.
And the waffle iron becomes an evil waffle iron. And I'm going to stop you right there, because this movie is up on californiafilm.net. And if you want, I'm going to put you on a cliffhanger, because if you want to see this incredible performance, both in the physical body and in the body of the waffle iron, you've got to go to californiafilm.net or the Sacramento Film Festival in order to do that. Gentlemen, I want to say thank you. And by the way, Mr. Betancourt, not only did I give you a promotion as being the guy that runs the Sacramento Comedy Spot, you didn't just perform there, but you run it. But I'm also going to give you another promotion right now, and it's actually not me; it's actually the people of Sacramento, because they have voted you as the class president.
Oh, thank you.
This year,
thank you,
my brother. All right. Well, I just want to
sir.
say thank you guys. You guys are the most phenomenal people on earth. Actors, the stuff that you guys go through, I cannot begin to imagine having to deal with the kind of stress and pressure and kind of the pressure cooker. I'm going to keep it moving right now, but I thank you guys. Jeffrey, hang out with me. Don't run away, because I got another raft of actors. This is the Sacramento
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you,
Film
Jeffrey. Appreciate
Awards.
it.
These are the actresses. So, gentlemen, we're going to let
Thank
you
you
go
for
right now,
having
but
me.
keep watching, because we're going to talk to the actresses next. So
Will
if we
do.
can bring them on, yes, give them up a big round of applause. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to bring on the actresses. I have Sarah Lee, Ray Evanson, Deborah Bromley, Saisha Teague, and Courtney Conklin. These are our outstanding regional actresses for our 27th annual. Wow. Hello. I don't know. Let's see. We got two of you. Let me see if we got any more. All right. We got two of you. That's good. That's good that we can talk to you. Hi, Ray. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Tell me a little bit, if you don't mind. I'm great. Thank you. And I'm getting greater by the moment, thanks to you guys. If you don't mind, can you just tell me a little bit about your about the movie that you were in? Because weren't you in a movie with the film festival this year? Oh, we can't hear her all of a sudden.
I got it. I'm unmuted. Okay. I was in Lego My Soul with Mark Hoffman.
With Mark, that we just talked to. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And who's your character in that movie?
Oh, I am the poor housewife, Jill, who is gluten-free. And
She's gluten-free.
Falls victim to waffles.
We love it. And who directed that movie?
Matt Shapiro.
And why did we bring Alex on? Did he have something to do with that movie too, or what?
It's a great question. I got a call and said, get on now. So I did, but an actress, Sarah Lee, was in my film who should be here. So maybe I was called to represent
that's what it
her.
is.
I'm not sure.
So Alex, remind us again, tell us a little bit about your movie and tell us about Sarah Lee, if you don't mind.
My film is called Losing My Head. That's what it was. And it's about a young woman that wants to be a filmmaker, but has gotten stuck doing corporate video work and has died inside and outside from that kind of work.
And her performance, by the way, is hilarious, even though that sounds kind of bleak the way you put it. It's actually a comedy, I would think, right?
Yes, it's a comedy. It's a very Daria-esque performance by Sarah Lee there.
Yeah. And then we are also joined by Saisha. Hi, Saisha Teagues. How are you?
Hi, it's Saisha. Thank you.
Pronounce it for me. I'm sorry.
Saisha.
I'm sorry. Well,
okay.
You know what? You know why? Because I don't think we have you in a movie. Were you in a movie in the film festival or not?
I was not.
But you are very much loved by the people of Sacramento.
Yeah.
Saisha, tell me how people. What have you been in? What have you been doing? I mean, talk to us.
So I've been acting here in Sacramento for about 5 years or so. I've was in a couple movies late, but I had one in Sacramento called The Good Thing that premiered at the Tower Theater in Sacramento that came out a couple years ago, and I was the lead in that one. And I just found out about this because people were texting me saying they started nominating me, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I'll take it.
Well, I got news for you. Not only did they nominate you, but you know what else happened?
Okay.
You actually are our class president for this particular team. That's how many nominations you got.
Wow. Oh,
Now you got to make a movie.
You got to make a movie at the film festival now because we've already given you an award. See how that works?
Oh man! Wow, that's amazing! I can't believe that. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
No, don't thank me. Thank the people of Sacramento who voted for you. You got a lot of fans out there. Well, let me ask you now if we can get after we get over the euphoria, tell me is there something that you're working on right now or what's coming up next for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always working on stuff. I'm currently in a couple of projects, but they're not like they're not super. I can't really say too much about them, but there's a couple.
Okay, yeah, you're on a gag order. I got you. All right.
I recently had one movie that came out called Remember Me. It's on Hulu right now, so that'd be great. Go check that out.
Remember Me. Okay, yes. Can you give us a log line or tell us what it's about?
It's about Mahalia Jackson. She was a real person from the civil rights movement. Yes, I played one of her great friends in the movie. It's on Hulu. Nice. It's a great movie. Go watch it.
Remember me. I'm the one who love you, baby. All right. And what about you, Ray? Same question.
I'm actually not working on anything right now. I'm in college. I'm working on my degree.
Oh, you're in college. Oh, okay. You're working. Yeah,
I'm working on my degree.
What is your degree going to be in?
Chemistry.
Woo!
Right, because you make chemistry on the screen.
That's right.
See that? How that works there? And Alex, Sarah Lee, do you know what she's got going on there? Is she even does she ply a trade as an actor, or did you twist her arm into it, or what? Because she's a natural.
No, she does the acting. You can even find her in I think that Hollywood Netflix show that was a miniseries a few years back. You can find her at least for a moment somewhere in there. But I can update you on a little bit of what she's doing because her and I last year shot a feature film version of this short that is just now wrapping up in post. So we'll be submitting that around. It's called Sorry We're Dead.
All right. Well, please do submit that to the Sacramento Film Festival. You guys, we love you. Jeffrey and I can't say enough about the work that you do. Please keep tuned in on the California Film Foundation because one of these days I'm going to twist Jeffrey's arm to do another seminar with us, and I want you all in it when he does. Can you guys tell me? Tell me what I want to hear, and tell me you'll jump in it. Okay?
Yes, I will.
Hey guys, we love you.
I'll do it. We'll focus on using tragedy as comedy.
There we go. Let's do it. Tragedy as comedy because what's funnier?
It works.
Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye now. Wow, Jeffrey. Holy mackerel. We've got quite a little show going on here. I don't know if you noticed, but you got all dressed up. You must have been expecting some Seisha. I was saying
congratulations. Fantastic. Much talent. It's awards are a wonderful thing, but at the same time, everyone really is a winner because their hearts are into their projects and they made them. And having popularity contests is fine. People love that, but I think it's more that everyone wants to be on the right to witness someone really get the kudos to see that their hard work is being appreciated and it's really groovy. Earlier you were kind of putting it off, but Marty, you've really united this Sacramento film and beyond Sacramento, San Mateo County, where you do a lot of your work, and elsewhere in Northern California, having Kathleen on, you have been a catalyst for bringing so many filmmakers, artists in front of and behind the camera together that, you're the winner. All right.
It is gratifying. No, it is gratifying. I got to be honest with you. To do this kind of stuff, Jeffrey, it's extremely gratifying. And
I'm crying right now. I'm sorry. I'm crying.
It means like, oh, he's got to turn his camera off because he's You're gonna make me cry, Jeff. Don't do it.
No, wonderful. It's what you've done is absolutely wonderful. Keeping
thank you.
the film festivals going many years before the pandemic and through it, and now hopefully post-pandemic, and inspiring, giving free seminars on writing, cinematography, on acting. Charlie was a great mentor to so many. I was happy to pick up the mantle for a while, and celebrating Lou. There's a lot of wonderful talent in this pool of the Sacramento community that have gone on to greater successes, and a lot of them have come back. And it's you're kind of like the blood flow, the lifeline. It's really lovely, Marty. Thank you.
I appreciate those kind. I really do. All kidding aside, I we work, and it's not just me. My brother Vince, who tomorrow, Vince D. Miles has the thing over at Sac State. There's so many people that are working on this, but they're doing all the rest of the things they do. He's got the MLK thing going on, and then we're going to go right into Cinesoul this next month. So there's a lot of people. It's not just me, but I do appreciate you for saying that. But it does really. Somebody said it earlier. It takes a village, and it really does. And speaking of that, what we're going to talk about right now is we're going to give. Again, we're in the People's Choice section of this. It's the Outstanding Regional Filmmaker. And golly, talking about taking a village, I have Nick Anderson and Skylar Henry from The Merger, Reginald V. Waters, and Richard Hughes from The Sermon, Matt Shapiro from Lego My Ego, and Bryn Alexander Anderson for It Clicked Too Late for Killigan Cruz. And I don't know how many of them we got on with us. Oh, it looks like we got Mr. Paul Newton. Hi, Paul.
Hi, I'm here representing Matt Shapiro.
Yeah, would you do me a favor? Yeah, introduce yourself. Which film are you representing? You're representing Matt.
Yeah, I wrote and produced Lego My Soul, and Matt very skillfully directed it.
Well, it was very skillful, and not only skillful, but now you said you wrote the movie. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
Okay. What inspired you to make such a crazy movie, bro? That's something else. A man's soul goes into a waffle iron, for God's sake.
I was a stay-at-home dad for quite a while, and so the idea of a domestic-based horror comedy was right up my alley.
So a little cuckoo from the being sequestered in during the pandemic, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit of that too. Wrote it right before the pandemic started. Wrote it and started casting and getting everything together, getting everything raring to go, and then everything shut down.
Yeah. And Nick, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your movie.
So I'm the co-director of The Merger alongside Skylar Henry, who couldn't be with us here tonight. Ours is like a dark comedy that kind of plays on commercialism. It's about two guys facing off in a room trying to discuss the merger of their two corporations. And yeah, it kind of scales into chaos. And I don't want to give too many spoilers away for anyone who hasn't seen the film, but it escalates quite quickly.
It's not... Guys, we didn't plan it this way, but I'm noticing there's a lot of kind of cray-cray in some of these movies. And Bryn, if you don't mind, would you tell us a little bit about It Clicked Too Late for Killigan Cruz?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool. So I created It Clicked Too Late for Killigan Cruz. Basically, it's about a guy named Killigan. He has this very narcissistic type personality. But he steals from a local church, and that kid that is the father of that church goes to Killigan's house basically and convinces him to get out of the house and go door to door to raise money for the church just to get back the items. So it's basically a con artist getting conned by a young kid and his father.
Okay, look, I'm going to stop you right there because we were supposed to play it a little bit later, but we actually have a clip from your movie. And Jordan, who has been doing just a masterful job, Jordan and Rocky on our team have been doing a masterful job. So Rocky, I want to thank you, sweetheart. And Jordan, you've been doing a masterful job, but I'm going to throw a curveball at you. So Audible coming. Can we go ahead and play a little bit of Bryn's movie, just a little clip from that movie right now, and we'll come right back right after this? Check this out.
Really nice job today. Really good. You're a natural born salesman. You did way better than her. You know, actually, when you think about it, there's not really a lot of difference between religion and sales.
Really?
Really. Yeah. I mean, the goal in religion is to find people, provide a product that is God, and tell the people that with their product, their lives can be more fulfilled. Same thing in sales, you know? The problem is that sometimes there are people that don't have your product, and they think that they're already fulfilled, that they're already happy, you know? So the goal is to remind them that they're not actually happy. And so how do you do this? Well, you provide guilt and shame, and you just bring them down lower and lower. And just when they're at the absolute bottom, you provide the product and you tell them, with this product, your life can be more
Fulfilled?
You got it. You got it. Exactly right. Well done. Hey, stick with me. You could learn something.
Okay. First of all, tell us who those two wonderful actors were.
Yeah, so Killigan, the person who plays Killigan, is Corey Landis. He's a phenomenal actor from LA. Easygoing, just a great personality, and just any direction that I gave him, he was very confident in what he did. And then Elliot, Mateo Taylor, plays Elliot. And he was from Oregon. He was this new little kid coming in, and he actually got an on-call, or like third on-call audition for The Fabelmans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, but unfortunately didn't get it, but he's a phenomenal actor, so both of them are
He just needs to keep batting at it. He's going to make it. Okay, and so the next question is this script, this character. Let's just talk about that. Killigan Cruz. You started to muse a little bit about it, but it sounds like he's got, you said, narcissistic tendencies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And can you expand on that?
So I generally create my characters off of the DSM-5. So I got my master's in psychology. So every character that I create kind of has this kind of some sort of disorder that I kind of start off with. And Killigan Cruz has narcissistic personality disorder. So if you go into this whole film looking at it, every symptom possible of narcissism is inside this story as well. So it's really exciting. So
should we be even laughing at that? I mean, it's hilarious. But I mean, if you saw it in the clinic, I mean, if it came walking through the doors, it would be a serious situation, right?
Yeah, and so many people in social media, especially, like they look at narcissism as like these people that are malicious, and they are. Don't get me wrong, but they're very naive. They're very oblivious to like their surroundings, and they live in fantasy land. So it was just fun to create a character that has narcissism, and he's completely clueless. To a degree. I mean, he's not clueless, but he's definitely.
I gotta tell you, these movies are on the website, SacramentoFilmFestival.com, CaliforniaFilm.net. We'll put links to all of them. The Merger, which is we did not plan this. Again, these were picked by the community, folks, but these are all cray movies, but that also are absolutely hilarious. Nick Anderson, Skylar Henry, The Merger, Richard Hughes, The Sermon, which unfortunately we couldn't see him, and Reginald V. Waters, we missed him right now, but Matt Shapiro, Lego My Ego, of course, represented by Paul Newton, and of course Bryn Alexandra Anderson. You guys are absolutely the bee's knees. You guys are to be applauded. Thank you very much, guys. We're going to run out to a tiny little that much of a break, and we're going to come right back. Stay right there. We love you. Okay, that was a short film called Messages that played in the 2020, the pandemic version of the Sacramento Film Festival. And there are so many amazing NorCal and Sacramento artists that you never see. I talked about that a little bit earlier. And, you tend to see the same faces at some of the meetings, when you go to like the local film meetings, like, our group and other groups. But there are so many other people out there that are doing this for a living and that are, quite frankly, not necessarily at the meetings, but we have been fortunate enough to over the years, because what we do is we go out and find those folks. And like Jeffrey just said, we bring them back so that they can help us, educate us. And by the way, we don't care. It's the California Film Foundation. We're going to go to LA. We're going to go to the Bay, like Jeffrey mentioned. And we're going to go all over the place, wherever talent exists, so that we can bring them to you with symposiums, so on and so forth, so that you can learn the craft if you are a filmmaker. And for the audiences, boy, do people love those behind the scenes conversations. They really love them. So that's what we're here for. This California Film Foundation are attending festivals like next month's Cinesol Sacramento Black Film Festival, with our wonderful head of that, Mr. Vincent D. Miles, Cine Latino, with my dear friend, Dr. Jorge Santana. All these things people are working on year round for you. Okay. So you got to understand that this is all for you, and it's all for one, right? Like Jeffrey said, and Jeffrey, my dear brother, I thank you so much, because the bottom line is, what he's saying is right. It does take a village. It takes a lot of people working together, and otherwise it couldn't happen. I do appreciate the kudos that Jeffrey gave me, but I got to be honest with you folks. It's people like Jordan. It's people like Rocky. It's our A team. If you want to join that A team, you can. If you want to help us make this magic happen, because this 2023, I'm really looking at a huge renaissance. Okay. So speaking of renaissance, guys, we just talked to the outstanding regional filmmaker. Well, that wouldn't be possible without the outstanding technical wizards. So I don't know who we got here, but this year, let's see who we can bring up. This year, the 5 outstanding technical wizards: Christopher Chemotech, editor, audio post; Ana Maria Perales, dance composer; Mr. John Dahl, honorary composer; Hannah B. Wardrobe, and Linda Whiteman, makeup. Let's see how many of them we got up in here. Anna, can you turn on your camera, my dear? We would love it if you could turn on your camera. Anna, camera. Okay, do me a favor, Jordan. When she gets her camera back on, please bring her back in. There she goes. Hey, girlfriend. What's up?
Hi, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Chilling, just getting home. I'm sorry I'm in my dance clothes. I'm about to get ready to go out. So
Hey, you're in your dance clothes. Why is that? Why would you be in dance clothes, Anna?
Because I just happen to, do fun things like dancing all day long for a living.
Dance for
I
a
have
living.
an entertainment company and a dance studio. So I've been dancing pretty much all week long, and now I'm going to go out dancing for fun. So.
Well, we just say thank you for all that you do. By the way, Ana Maria was the dance choreographer extraordinaire for the Fashion on Film, which is another one of our festivals that we do where we marry fashion and film together. And she has been absolutely phenomenal in that role. So I thank you so much for that, dear. Chris, my brother.
Yo, what up, Marty?
What's up, bro?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm chilling like a villain, bro. Now, the funny part about this was you got nominated. I think what did I say it was for? It was for sound. And I'm like, I've never seen him do sound on a set. You do everything. What don't you do, bro?
Dude, I don't know. I kind of do it all. I don't know. It seems like every year I'm always wearing a different hat. So this particular project, hell, I was in it also. Directed by Tony Richard, who wasn't able to make it. He just had a kid, so we'll say congratulations to him. That's probably why he couldn't be here. And but yeah, this one I happened to do sound. But even this same team, Scotty, who shot some of it, then Tony, who wrote, directed, and he played the preacher in it. We went up in the snow, did a kind of like a Fargo-esque type of short film comedy. So that one I was there.
Now, wait a minute. Which movie are you talking about? Was this a movie in the film festival or just something you just...
Oh, Sermon? I think it was in there.
Oh, Sermon. Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, your name got nominated, but it didn't get attached to a movie. Sermon, the movie Sermon, which, yes, is in the film festival this year. My God.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought this was for the place called Sacramento.
You got nominated. All I knew is that somebody said audio. I'm like, audio? Well, tell us about Sermon. Could you mind?
Oh, Sermon's really funny. So from the talented mind of Tony, I always mess up his last name, so I'm not going to say it. But a little short film he wrote where he kind of plays this Southern type of preacher, like, I'm going to get that devil out of you type of thing. And he is like a man of many voices, and not only like spread thinly, like kills it to where I have to hide a little bit of that, like, oh, he's too good. Like, why can't I do that?
Yeah, you don't want to blow his head up, right?
Yeah, in the Fargo one I was just talking about, he does the North Dakota accent, and he's just very talented. So he kind of wrote this, threw me in it as well. I get the devil exercised out of me, and yeah, I did the sound on it too. But like we were talking about earlier, I've done so much editing. I've been the receiver of so much bad sound that, like, I don't know, especially with sound, don't be afraid to call a cut. I mean, you're not the director, but if the sound's not coming through, like, what are we doing? We're just wasting this just to say, let's do another one for good sound. So, yeah, just fix it in the production. Don't do it in post.
Right. Well, yeah. If you don't want to have a fail on the set then you have to try to, like, dub the whole, all the lines in. Ana Maria, when you get your camera back up, honey, we're going to bring you right back in. So I'm just waiting on you to turn your camera back on. And when you bring you back in, my man, Mr. John Dahl Honore, speaking of sound, he's sitting in front of his 88 keys right there. And John, of course, I was introduced to John as a composer, as a film composer. And of course, his day job, he works for CBS, and he works for a lot of different shows that you've seen on TV every day, doing music for a bunch of shows. But in addition, he's started quite a nice little sideline, doing a lot of work for local filmmakers when they need it. But the thing that impresses me most, John, about you, other than the fact that you've got great taste in food, because you and I hang out, the thing that really impresses me is his musical acumen in the world, in the rock and roll world, and all the people that he knows, like, bands like Tony. He even knows, like, a lot of the metal bands that I follow that I'm like, wait a minute, bro, because he's worked with them. So this guy, John, has been a man of letters for a long time. I guess here today, I'm assuming because you are a composer, Master Fade Music. Hi, John. How are you, brother?
Man, what an introduction. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. What's up?
Dude, I keep forgetting I'm involved in this because I get so engrossed in watching what's going on here.
It's fun.
Hey, hello.
Good to see you, man. Hey, what have you been working on, John? I know, just give me a little, I know you're working on so many things, but just give me a little snippet. Like, give me the last 3 days. What have you been working on?
The last 3 days.
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Well, I write for the CBS library. So, every week I'm doing a couple of music cues there. And over the holiday, actually scored a little 20-minute Christmas film. And other than that, I'm having lunch every now and then with my pal Marty.
Well, it is fun to have lunch with you, brother. But it's also fun to pick your brain. Now, I don't want to, spill your tea too much, but you do work with a lot of rock bands, a lot of R&B bands. You cut your teeth, if I'm not mistaken, working with folks like Felton Pilot and Tony, and some of these guys. I mean, working with some of those R&B greats, how did that inform you both as a musician, but also with, as your master fade, as the mixer, as the guy that does all that background stuff?
Every opportunity is a learning opportunity. And so, you just, you pick stuff up over your 30 years of working on things and working in other people's studio, having my own studio, producing records for other people. So, it's a fun gig. I tell you, I've done enough bad day jobs in my life that I can appreciate sitting here at home, earning my living, just making the music.
Well, we appreciate you, dude. And for those people who have never heard his music, how can they find you? How can they get how can they get a little of that flavor in their ear hole?
Masterfade.net. It's that simple. MASTERFADE.net.
And what about you, Chris? How can they find you as well, buddy?
Oh, we could definitely do the Instagram, homeworld_entertainment, homeworld entertainment. But I also look out for 3 Point Pictures. They had 2 films in a place called Sacramento, Earbuddy, Back Home. Another project that we actually got funding through GoFundMe or one of those things, and got the 10,000. That film tomorrow just came out. You can see all of us, Tony, the guy who directed Sermon. But you could go to 3 Point Pictures at YouTube. Make sure you watch that. That's a fun one.
Well, and Sermon, again, you heard me say it. It's up on our website right now, californiafilm.net. We'll make the links available for you. It was part of this year's Sacramento Film Festival, part of which was actually live and part of which was on the old internet there. Now, I don't know whatever happened to Ana Maria. I don't know why we lost her, but I will tell you right now, she also is a member of californiafilm.net. There she goes.
Oh, there we are.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
Well, that got better.
I just want to say thank you for that costume change.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go salsa bachata dancing. So
is that all?
Yes.
By the way, all you men out there, just so you know, she's happily married for how many years? Her husband owns a cigar store in town, does he not?
Yes, with 17
You know what? It's okay to
years.
get that later. It's really okay.
I just kind of spilled all my coffee everywhere. Sorry, guys.
Oh, pobrecita, michita.
Yeah, hold on.
Tell us
Okay,
about
I
your
can hear
comedy.
you though.
Oh, all right. No, that's okay. This is a visual medium, honey. This is a visual medium. All right, we're gonna drop her off.
Just one second.
Okay, we're gonna bring her back.
The woman spilled coffee, man. Let's
but
cut her some slack. There's probably there was cream, there was sugar. It's going to be sticky. She's going to get ants. She's going to need to deal with that.
She's the cream and the sugar. But I'm going to tell you one more thing. Oh, there she comes back. Tell us about your hubby, because with that outfit right there, I'm sure a lot of guys want to talk to you for the wrong reasons right now. Tell us about your hubby. What does he do?
So we own a cigar shop. We're Cuban, and so we have, a Cuban-owned and operated cigar manufacturing business in
What's the name
Dominican
of it?
Republic, and Castilla Cigars.
And where is it located?
Citrus Heights.
Give me the address, because I'm going to go there tomorrow.
Okay. 7435 Madison Avenue. You can find us online at CastillaCigars.com.
John, come on, we're going tomorrow. We're gonna go pick up a couple of stogies.
Yes.
And he's got-
I love a good Robusto.
Nice.
Hook us up.
My
girlfriend.
favorite is the panetela.
Well,
The
you know what?
panetelas.
I'm a neophyte. You tell me it's good. You like it. I love it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, real quick, Amp Studios. Give us the website one more time. I got to keep the show rolling, but I want to find people to find you who need a choreographer or who need to work with you. Tell us.
Okay, so our dance studio is located on Greenback in San Juan. We have 3,000 square feet of rehearsal space as well as production space. We do a lot of like videos and things like that. We have all sprung flooring and all types of different classes from Latin dancing to hip hop. We even have classical dance, like contemporary and things of that nature. But we work with all types of entertainers, everything from like contortionists to aerialists. We work with companies like Intel, Ferrari, Sony, to name a few, like doing flash mobs. But we also like to work with like everyday people for their weddings and quinceañeras, things of that nature.
All right. Well, listen.
We are at, I'll give you my website really quick.
Please.
And that's AMP Dance Studios, and it's spelled AMPED. That stands for Ana Maria Perales Entertainment and Dance. And that can also be found.
I just loved it was Amped. I didn't know that meant your name. See?
Oh yeah. So it's an acronym for my name. And then you can also find us on not YouTube, but Instagram.
Ana Maria Perales, Mr. Christopher Chemotek, Mr. John Dahl Honore, we love you guys. You guys are the technical wizards. You're the wind beneath our wings. We love you.
Thank you for having us.
Folks, we are moving this show right along because we're going to bring this ship into the port. But I also would be remiss if I didn't mention Hannah B., who I just had lunch with yesterday and I thought was going to be in the call today. But she's also in this group of people. She's a wardrobe stylist who works on major shows like Blackish, Mixedish, many shows as a wardrobe stylist. And she's going to be this year with the Fashion on Film. Hannah B. is going to be in that Fashion on Film, the movie, which was actually a live presentation that we did back in 2020 at the very beginning of the pandemic that we have turned into a movie. There are going to be huge designers as a part of this. So in order to find out more information on that, it's all going to be at californiafilm.net, and it's going to be played this year as part of the Sacramento Black Film Festival. So you don't want to miss that. Last, if I'm not remiss, last but not least, is Linda Whiteman, who does amazing makeup work all over Northern California and is from right here in Sacramento. And Linda, in fact, got the votes as our class president this year for our technical wizards. So folks, I know some of these names you don't know. I know some of these people have not shown up to your meeting or have not been in your clique before. Make them a part of your clique. You'll be glad that you did. All right, without further ado, let me just check. This is, man, I got to tell you guys, we are going gangbusters here. What I'd like to do is I'd like to play a little clip. I don't know if we have anything that we can run out to right now real quick, but just so that I can get set up for the next raft of amazing things. Can we do that, Mr. Man in the booth, my brother from another mother? Let me see if we can run a little clip, and we'll be right back. Stay right there.
We're premiering in Sacramento, next film. How special was that for you to be a part of a film where he's from?
He owns this city. He literally knows everybody. We went to a restaurant in Old Sac, and he parked behind it, and we walked through the kitchen to get to our seats. So if that's any, like Goodfellas style, like if that's any indication of how this experience was for me, then yeah, there you go. It was insane. It was really fun, man. It was a really good time of year. It was tough because so much stuff was closed down from COVID, but things were slowly starting to open back up. Everybody was really welcoming and kind, and it was good, man. It was because of the hours we were working from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So, and I just couldn't get my body clock switched around and sleep during the day and then go to work. So I would get up and I would just walk around, or McKenna and I would rent little scooters, and we would just cruise around the city and go to Starbucks and all the different spots. It's beautiful here. It's a little hot today.
It is.
But it's summertime.
And then, So a film all done in Sacramento too.
Yeah, the entire thing.
Right. So how was that for you in the kind of with the COVID kind of setting?
Yeah.
How was that for you? Like, because it kind of showcases mental awareness to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And then with everything that's going on in school.
Yeah, it was when we shot it, and I think even still today, it's just a very relevant topic. You know, it's not like a script was written that was just purely to entertain people and something that nobody could fathom. I mean, this is situations like this in mental health, in the gun violence that's been happening at schools. There's a lot going on, and I think this in a really in as delicate a way as possible handles those just to start a conversation. I mean, that's kind of my goal with something like this, is if it opens up a conversation, even if I have a different opinion from you, the fact that we're talking and we're not fighting about it and we're not being mean to each other, we're being kind in doing so, it's a great thing.
And so is that the biggest takeaway you want people to get from this tonight?
I think I want people to obviously enjoy it, but I want people to stop and think and really take a second to consider how important. Played my daughter. Think how important being there for people around you. You know, isolation does terrible things to people, and sometimes people just need that voice of reason. They need somebody that's going, you can't, that's nuts, and pulls you back down to earth. And so this is a film really about somebody that doesn't have that, and they just spin out of control, and it's almost like social media. It's like once you jump in the rabbit hole, you're just in, yeah. And then all of a sudden you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're like, man, what, you know, I've been looking at how to make pizzas for the past 2 hours.
That was, of course, Mr. Brian Austin Green, who actually won the award for outstanding actor in a drama. The film was originally called Pacerville, and it was set at Grant High School, my alma mater. The gentleman who made that movie, Mr. Nick Leisure, of course, is going to be on a little bit later on tonight. So the film was originally called Pacerville, and then it got the title Last the Night. Through a series of unfortunate events, they ended up having to move the location, and I'm sorry because I would have loved to seen all the kids from Grant, kind of benefit a little bit, but they ended up moving it to El Camino High School. But nonetheless, it was an absolute stellar movie, a fantastic effort, and we really do owe a debt of gratitude to Mr. Green for lending his time. You could see how giving he is of his time, and it was great to have him out there in that little bit of heat. Did you see what he said? That's a little warm, and it was like 106 degrees that day when we showed that movie in the summer. And this year, it was weird too because of with COVID and everything. So we had to have some movies that played earlier, and then some played later, and some that played online. It was just a weird time. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to a renaissance this coming year. And coming back out and doing more in-person events. Of course, we love doing what we're doing right here because it gives you more people, more opportunities. But our wonderful thanks to Mr. Brian Austin Green. And from one outstanding actor to another, I have to introduce this next gentleman who also is winning a local Vanguard Award this evening, along with Kathleen Dodge. And he's been around the Sacramento scene for many, 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 many years, and then moved down to LA, and now he is absolutely killing it. One night I'm sitting there watching one of my favorite Star Wars shows that comes on Disney Plus, and there he is, pops up on my screen, and I'm like, my God, he's in a Star Wars show. Like how many of us of a certain age would have just killed to be in Star Wars? And of course, he's doing much, much more than that. I'm talking about my brother from another mother, Mr. Galen Howard. Oh, Galen.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm groovy, man. Just trying to get through there. There's so many wonderful, talented people here,
It's so cool, man. Yeah, I mean, you just it says so much that, yeah, you filled this whole evening with just so many incredible talents, and and I'm sure there's that we could go on all night, giving accolades to those deserving of it.
Well, and the thing about it too is that most of them are, like I said, they're flying under the radar. You're a good example of it. I mean, you moved down to LA. I mean, some of the people that would have just come into the industry or just coming into the SAC or the NorCal scene, like in the Bay Area, they might not know your name because you weren't in the trenches with them because you already did that. And now you're down doing the thing in LA. What's going on for you these days, brother?
It's still the same grind. It's fairly, I mean, they, they say a lot of the time, half the work is getting the work. And so, a lot of it right now is just, the day in, day out of just auditioning, constantly just, keeping my pulse on the scene out here, getting as many opportunities to meet people, going to as many events as I can, and just really soaking up as much as I can, because there is really so much to soak up out here.
Sure. Well, and I think you're keying me. I think you touched on it, but you're keying me to think of something here, which is that, I love the way you put that, the work, half the work is getting the work. And I don't think that many actors realize what a grind that can be, right? When they're just first starting out, and how disillusioning, disappointing that can be, but it's all part of that process, right?
Right. Yeah. No, it isn't. It's it's unlike so many other professions where you go through your training, and then there's so many jobs, quote unquote, waiting for you or available, or you can kind of plug yourself in. It's just it's one of those competitive fields there is, and it's constantly about competing for that next job.
But I see you out there, bro, and you're doing the damn thing, and you're getting to where I did a damn near spit take when I saw you in that Star Wars show, and I'm like, and you were beautiful. I mean, it was like Jeffrey had said earlier about, this is the only profession where you are the clay, right? You are the the colors of the tapestry and so forth, because you've got to use your body. But when they had you in that scene that I'm looking at, I'm like, this is perfect casting, and I don't even know if they knew it, right?
I mean, I think they, I had fairly, similar look that I had, when I auditioned. And so I think they were aware of that. I think my, kind of the long hair, the general, the look, that kind of that Doobie Brothers look that I got, kind of lend itself to that period, because they're really going back to the time in which it was made, the 70s, and kind of, touching on that look, that kind of, they originated back then, So that was neat. It was neat to be part of that, neat to kind of fill in that gap, be part, be part of that legend. It's incredible.
Hey man, you're always, no matter whatever happens in the rest of your career, man, you can always say you were a part of Star Wars. And I don't know if it means as much to you as it means to me, but I just love it, bro.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's, I mean, whether you're a, whether, regardless of how much how much you follow this, the franchise, how much it, it's embedded in you. I mean, everyone knows, is aware of the, the cultural weight that Star Wars has.
Of course.
That's undeniable,
Of course. Well, and also too, again, as it relates, I mean, it's great. Okay, you were in a thing, and it was it's history. But the thing too is, as an actor, it's like, okay, I did that, but I got to eat next week, right? And I got to eat the week after that. And not only that, it's a weird profession that way, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I remember having conversation with someone about, there's this idea about the, the myth of the working actor, and people come down here. It's like, I really want to be a working actor. And it's like, well, the reality is, you get a job and you're working, and then the job ends and you're not. you know? And so it's like,
and then your work becomes getting another job.
Exactly. Then you go back to the grind again, you know? And so the consistency is of not letting your work kind of, define you. It's like everyone out there, we're all, we all ran off to join the circus, and it's all a matter of, what act we're in, at any given time, but we're all part of this, we're all putting ourselves out on the line.
Well, Galen, I mean, this is a juried award here. We've been doing the People's Choice, but this is a juried award, and we want you to know, the festival and the California Film Foundation wants you to know how important you are to us, because when we can, like we did recently, and we did a little symposium, and we were able to talk to actors and writers, and then they're able to kind of see what it is to be a working actor, right? And what it is to go through that process, and to see somebody with, a lot of people got talent, right? There's a lot of people out there with talent, but talent and chutzpah, where talent and training meets opportunity, that's not going to happen unless you
are the tenacity, the dedication, all of that. Yeah, it has to have the whole package. And at the end of the day, it has to be, all that blood, sweat, and tears has to be worth it to you. It has to be worth it to you more than anything.
Well, I want you to know you're worth it to us, brother. The fact that you're out there in the trenches and doing the damn thing, and I've seen you slug through so many awful little shorts, and some good ones too.
It's all part of the process, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for all of it.
It's just been phenomenal, dude. Thank you for staying up with us tonight. I hope you hang out and watch the rest of the show. He's got a couple of surprises coming. But folks at home, our local vanguard, and you could do well to learn from this guy right here, Mr. Galen Howard. Galen, thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Love you, brother.
Well, I love you.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you. Oh man. I tell you what, wow. Now again, folks, if you're watching at home and you're like, who is that? IMDb this guy. And the next time he comes up here, he's down in LA right now. That's where he is right now. The next time he comes up here, and we're fortunate enough to get him on an opportunity to speak, well, you need to get up there. All right, we're going to. I don't know if we played that Killigan Cruise clip a little earlier, Jordan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just roll right into our audience choice for the 48-hour film. I probably should have had Galen hang on there with me, because these are guys that are in the trenches right now, so you can see some themes here. I'm going to go ahead and name off some people here. This is Anthony Coutreau with Weird Germaphobe, Alexis Arriaga with Unhinged, James Paul Nelson with Jaywalker, Dan Heflin with The Snap Out, Vinnie Langdon 3. That's right, so nice they did it thrice. Vinnie Langdon III with Creature from Buttsville, Troy Lee with FX Simulator The Experience, Ethan Eskelson with Best Friends, Tierra Buffin, who co-created a film with a guy named Wes Carter, who's actually won our 48 Film Festival before, called Switch, and Waldo Diaz with The Broken Promise. This is your 48-hour filmmaker class of 2022. That's when the movies were made and screened. But my God, guys, let me just start it out like this, guys. I'll tell you something real quick. Not too long ago, I heard somebody on a podcast kind of dissing 48-hour filmmakers. Nothing good comes in. I heard that. Somebody talking about that on a podcast. And then they actually had to get corrected by the person that they were talking to. Like, well, no, I've been in some 48-hour. Listen, we have a little T-shirt, and some of you who were at the screening, we gave it to you, right? And it says the original Gorillas, right? Because if you can make a movie in 48 hours, damn it, you can do anything. So my hat is off to you guys. You guys are the true inspiration, because we don't make it easy on you. We make sure that you make that movie. There are some 48-hour contests that are like, yeah, 40-hour film, right? But no, we don't make it easy on you guys. And guys like you, Vinny, who've been doing the damn thing for I don't know how many 48-hour films you've done. Do you have a count, Vinny?
Yeah, almost every year since 2010. So quite
was
some
like
time.
13 movies or 12 movies at least.
Yeah, at least.
My God, man. So again, you guys are all to be commended. Real quick, I'm going to go around. I want to introduce you. I know I introduced you already, but just tell me real quickly. Tell me about your movie, Creature from Buttsville. Vinny, what is it?
Yeah, so in the 1950s, a UFO crashes in a town called Buttsville, New Jersey, and the whole town goes paranoid. So, and it's fun to make.
Outstanding. We're going to go quick here. Keep us on the wide shot. Jordan, James Paul Nelson. What's up with it, brother? What's the name of your movie? Uh-oh, he looks frozen. Oh, wait. Is he moving?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Jaywalker is about the most notorious serial jaywalker who basically hello?
I'm just laughing, man. Keep going.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. Keep talking.
The most notorious jaywalker who basically needs to explain to a girl his situation.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just laughing because it's a funny movie. It's fantastic. Anthony Cutro, this was the third in a trilogy, this movie. Is that right, Anthony?
Yeah, that's correct.
What's the name of it?
This one was Weird Germaphobe.
Who's the weird germaphobe, Anthony?
That would be me.
And why is he a weird germaphobe? What's the deal?
Oh, it was all because of the pandemic. He's just very nervous about everything.
And he's hilariously so. Ethan Eskelson, what's the name of your movie and what's it about, bro?
The movie's Best Friends, and it's about a guy and his robot.
A guy and his robot, his AI, artificial intelligence robot. Troy Lee, the Dragon. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up? So my film was the Epic Simulator, The Experience. And basically what my film's about is it's about a guy named Neon Nguyen who creates this thing, an app called the Dome. And basically it's like the new way of creating movies, like using video game technology to create movies. Except the thing is that, you know, because of this new technology, it's possible you can get killed in this new technology.
All right, stop it right there, man, because you want to leave us on a cliffhanger, because guess why, folks? We have all these movies up on our website right now at californiafilm.net. As a matter of fact, it's on the homepage. We're going to put all the other stuff up on the homepage, so it'll be easy for you to find on both SacramentoFilmFestival.com and CaliforniaFilm.net. But you got to want to see this. Tiara, hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Tell us about your movie.
All right, so my movie was called Switch, and it's about a guy named Ryan who likes a girl named Sasha, and he tries an experimental drug to make himself appear more attractive to her. However, when the drug wears off, that's when things go bad for Ryan.
Things go a little awry, do they?
Yeah, they do.
All right, I like it. That's a great log line, by the way. Waldo Diaz, tell us about your movie, brother from another mother. Oh, you got to unmute yourself in order to do that, bro. You know, unmute first, talk next.
Sure. There I am. It's A Broken Promise. It's about a middleman in a bar who it's a surrealistic film about breaking promises and not returning back at home, and little horror in it.
Little horror in it. Well, we love it. And you guys were all screened with the Mark S. Allen movie, and hopefully we're going to get Mark S. Allen on here tonight. It's probably past his bedtime. But he was also catching a flight tonight. So hopefully we're going to talk to him in a few minutes. So stay with us. But you guys screened with the Mark S. Allen movie, Amy's Effort List. I got to be honest with you guys. You know, every year it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get with these movies. However, we always try to kind of put a little bit of a theme out there. Anybody want to tell me what the theme was for this year?
Weird science.
Weird science.
And how did you, Tiara, incorporate those weird science themes? What did you do? What was your character, your prop? You know what I mean? Your line of dialogue.
So yeah, we used the bra. There was a scene where it looks like Ryan's cheating on Sasha, where she pulls up a bra. She's like, "What is this?" There's also a scene where we used a little bit of sci-fi, where they, in order for him to switch into a different person, we used like a little effect to make that look, you know, realistic. Yeah, that's some of the ways that we did that.
Somebody else who I don't know who had the most effect, because we didn't give out the award for that. We should have give out the award for the most crazy use of the themes. But who thinks that they've got a good contender if we were going to give out an award for that? Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, I think we did too.
What's up?
Hit me, Troy.
Okay, so basically, for my weird science and film, of course, my film was based off of the weird use of video game technology in film, so I consider that to be weird science. And of course,
No, but you had 3 themes, right? So you had
Yeah.
3 themes you had to incorporate. Give me the crazy use of one of them.
One of them was the bra. I had them put the bra on their head. Originally, the bra was supposed to be on my eye, but it was way too big because Neon was supposed to have an eye count.
Okay, hang on, bro. But they used that in the original movie on the head. And okay, come on, hang on. All right, I don't know if that's going to win. All right, come on, somebody else. Give me the craziest use of one of the themes. Nobody. You all had to think of what you were going to do. Come on, Vinny. I know you got to. What about you, James?
Well, let's see. The line was, what would you little maniacs like to do first? And so I incorporated that line with the joke that she's basically turning in the most notorious jaywalker in history, and then asking right after that line, does he need to be alive to collect the reward money? And so I turned it into a double joke.
Beautiful. Yes, you did. All right. I think that one would probably win too. Give him a round of applause, folks. All right, guys. You can see these movies at californiafilm.net, but I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that there was the audience choice that won. Now, again, there's 2 awards that we give out. One is the audience choice, so you get to have an individual who is what we call our class president of the class of the 27th annual Sacramento Film Awards. That award. Can somebody give me a drum roll? Give me a drum roll. By far, with the most votes, Vinny Langdon, the creature from Buttsville. Yes.
Nice. Thank you.
Vinny!
Thank you, everybody.
Taking
Thanks,
home the
everyone.
kudos, baby. Audience choice, baby. You're the class president. You guys are all the audience choice, of course, because you know how many people tried to make a 48-hour film this year and didn't get to finish. See? So be aware, folks. Be aware that you are the few, the proud. And I don't care what anybody says about 48-hour films. You guys are the original, the OG gorillas. All right. I got one more award that we're giving out, and this one is for the Grand Jury Award. Now this one gets $1,000. So this is by our jury. So you get $1,000, and this one goes to Switch.
Hey.
Give it up. All right, Tara, speech. What's coming up next for you? Who do you have to say?
Okay, so can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. So I just want to thank you guys at Sacramento Film Festival for this opportunity. Want to thank my team. I met them all literally that day that we began the project. And so I didn't know anything about anybody, but I know one thing for sure. I know that they're all talented, and it was wonderful to work with them. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank all of y'all. You guys are the wind beneath our wings. I've said it once tonight, but it bears repeating because you guys mean the world to us. Ethan Eskelson, we want to thank you, brother. We want to thank Mr. Weird Germaphobe himself, Anthony Coutreau. I don't know what happened to Alexis Ariaga with Unhinged. I didn't see her get in the chat.
Hey, Mark.
Is she there?
No, this is Tiara.
Oh, hi.
One last thing. I forgot to shout my team out. I want to say their names. So that's okay. Judah, Demetrius, Moesha, Michael, and Sean and Wes. Thank you guys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
And then while we're at it, thank James Paul Nelson with the snap out. Thank, of course, Vinny Langdon, Troy Lee, my man Ethan, I mentioned, Tierra and Waldo Diaz. You guys are the amazements of amazements. I can't believe you can do a movie in 48 hours, but every year you prove that not only is it possible, but you can do some damn funny and damn amazing movies. So we thank you all. Stay tuned. Stay with us, y'all. You're going to watch after this because we got a couple of really exciting things coming up. All right, folks, we're moving this thing right along. I got a little clip for you, and then we're going to come right back right after these messages. Stay right there. Okay, so that was the winner for Best Animated Short at the 27th Annual Sacramento Film Festival. As you see, it was made by the UCLA school, but the student who made that film was right here in Sacramento. And as you can see, it was made with the generous support of Matt Groening. And if you don't know who that is, go IMDb that name and you'll know his work. So we have a lot of talent right here in this region, folks, and we've been talking to you about it all night, and we've been introducing you to some folks all night who, again, just make this thing happen, okay? Right now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring Brand back on, and I'd like to bring Mr. Nino Mancuso, if we can get him on here. Hey, Nino, what's up, my brother?
Hello. How's it going?
Yeah, it's fantastic, bro. Nino, you have a movie that you have so many movies that you have done that have been fantastic. And, Nino, if you don't mind telling the folks where you hail from.
I'm from Sacramento.
And you have a movie that is in the film festival this year called Wasted Seed that has won our outstanding short screenplay. We also have Alicia Morado and DJ Hupp, who respectively have won Outstanding Screenplay Drama and Outstanding Screenplay Comedy. So if there's a way that we can get them in here, I don't know if they're on the chat, but if we can get them in here, I'd love to do it. But Nino, who wrote this screenplay for your wonderful, wonderful movie, Wasted Seed? Can you tell us that?
Thank you. I am here representing the writer, producer, actress Helen Kendi Turner couldn't be here. She's been working and couldn't be on time. And her collaborator, Dina Angel, they both wrote it. And approached me, and we got together, and we, Helen and I have worked together before. And yeah, I love this.
Now, Nino, I think that film, and Bryn, feel free to tap in here on this question, because Bryn's movie "It Clicked Too Late for Killigan Cruz" won our outstanding short film this year, and deservedly so. Again, on the website now. As by the way, as is Wasted Seed, your film, Nino. But so I think that I really think of film as the ultimate team sport, right? And the ultimate collaborative sport. Nino, if you don't mind telling me, how did you meet? And because I know you've collaborated with some fantastic, like Sean Wing, some amazing artists to write these screenplays. How did you meet these two young ladies that helped you, or that wrote this screenplay with you?
Well, I mean, just briefly, I was screening a film at another festival. A film you might know, Martin. I know Jake Gyllenhaal is going to blah 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 blah.
Jake Gyllenhaal is going to, we'll say, stump my girlfriend.
Right. It had a very.
By the way, Bryn here, you guys got to know each other too, because this lady right here is writing some amazing psychoactive kinds of works here. And if you want to see a movie about psychosis in full effect, Bryn, it's Nino's movie. I know Jake Gyllenhaal is going to boop my girlfriend. So just get.
It had a great festival run. We were at Sacramento Film Festival also, but just like now, meaning I met Helen at Holly Shorts Film Festival in Los Angeles, and we just happened to connect, and she had an idea, and we got together and we filmed it. We planned it. We did another one. We did two kind of dark comedies, as you know. That's kind of my vein. And then she approached me with another project, and Wasted Seed was a little different. It was a little more, just a little more sincere, and she put a lot out there. Because if you're familiar with the story at all, it's about a couple trying to conceive, which is the subtext for a lot of people's relationships, and a lot of people don't talk about it. And she was still going through it at the time. The happy ending is that she has a child now and was successful. So, there is sort of a happy ending, but this was sort of a film that had like a little different tone than she'd approached me with before. And I thought it was so sincere and honest and brave for her and Dana to write that, and then want to put it out there, as they were living it. So, that's how you meet people, is, you just go to festivals and you keep collaborating and keep finding new folks.
That sounds like a good story. I want to hear it. I want to see it.
Yeah, it is. I'll make sure you get the link. It's on the website.
Yeah. Thank you.
I saw your clip. That was very funny. That's priceless.
Dark comedy.
You got to see the whole. Nino. Listen, I know your sense of humor. I know your filmmaking style. You got to see the whole film. You're going to love it. It's right up your alley. And Bryn, if you don't mind, I know we talked to you a little bit earlier, because you're winning all kinds of awards tonight, Bryn. You're just cleaning up at the Sacramento Film Awards.
I appreciate that.
But do you mind giving us a little log line or just a little synopsis about It Clicked Too Late?
After an arrogant and naive con artist steals from a local church, and holy visitor comes knocking at his door. So it's basically con artist getting conned by another con artist. So it's fun. Yeah, it's just a fun film. It was my first short film, pretty long. It was 34 minutes, but it was fun to work with a team. It was my first time working with a big crew. So I was kind of just absorbing and just welcoming the community in Sacramento. I've never even knew that there was a community here in Sac with filmmaking, and I've been here all my life. So it's really, it was really
surprise.
Fun. Welcome. Yeah. So
that's great. Yeah. I just want to say, great job that you made a film that had to be the length that you felt it had to be. Like, and Martin, great job for programming a film that you
No.
behind.
Wait. Let me tell you, Nino. Here's the thing. It's only 34 minutes, right, of program, because that's a really tough. I mean, let me just inside baseball as a film festival curator, that's a tough, because it's betwixt and between. It's not a feature and it's not a short, so you can't program it with a lot of other short. So it creates problems for a curator, except in that one thing. I never once looked at this. There was never a second of boredom in this movie. Everything that was in the movie was there for a reason and played like you would be wanting to watch it play, right? So, Brand, I mean, I don't know how much of that is the kudos that is owed to you or how much of it is owed to your team, but kudos to you and your team.
Oh, thank you so much. They worked hard. It was fun to work with them.
Yeah, but the timing and the pacing is what I'm talking about, right? So
Yeah.
he's saying, hey, kudos to you for making a 34-minute movie. And I'm saying kudos for not making me look at my watch.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with my editor too, Eric Palmer. He did a phenomenal job working with me and really like helping me with the post-production and really learning and teaching me all these valuable things and introducing me to certain cuts and like just even small things here and there. Like it just goes a long way, especially as being a new filmmaker. It's nice and rewarding to work with an editor who is motivated to teaching. So it was really fun. So thank you.
Well, I'm gonna, if with your guys' permission, I'm gonna have you guys hang out with me for just one moment because I have to bring a guy in here who's actually going to be a name and a face that you probably will have seen around Sacramento for a long time, but you don't know him as a filmmaker, and that's something we got to fix because he just made a fantastic movie, feature film called Amy's Effort List that's going to get its LA premiere here, I think on February, I think either the 2nd or the 4th, and I'm going to be there, Mark. So I'll be there with you down in Beverly Hills for that. So maybe Nino, if you want to be my date that night, Nino, maybe we can posse up and go. But this guy, you know him on television, you know his face, you know him as a broadcaster. But this amazing film actually won our feature comedy award for outstanding comedy, again, the film is Amy's Effort List, and the filmmaker is my good buddy, Mr. Mark S. Allen. Mark.
Hey!
He's in LA right now. What's up, brother?
Yeah, just working on some deliverables for the film, and then a big meeting tomorrow afternoon in New York City about Amy's Effort List. The lovely Roosevelt Hotel, the home of the very first Academy Awards, just down the street from the home of this year's Academy Awards. An honor to be here, sir. Big fan of everyone and everybody that's been on your show and on this platform before me tonight. What an amazing bunch of filmmakers. I would applaud, but I'm holding my camera with the other hand.
Don't applaud. It's okay.
Okay.
Mark, tell us a little bit about Amy's Effort List, if you don't mind. Amy's Effort List. Tell us just a little bit about this movie. There's a lot of people who haven't seen it yet.
So my producing partner, Howard Bird, and I have been working on movies forever. What typically happens, we'll be at lunch on one of our movies and start talking about what we're going to do next. And such was the case. We were working on the second Beer Farm movie. We made this grungy, grimy American Pie meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre called Beer Farm, and the studio ordered a sequel to it. We're in the middle of the sequel, in the middle of a cornfield, having our lunch in the middle of the night. And we said, what are we going to do next? And we just started spitballing movies that shaped our life. There was a movie from the early 90s called Falling Down with Michael Douglas. And I said, what if we flipped that and had a young millennial woman, much like Michael Douglas's character, crack at the very beginning of that movie, but maybe pair her up with someone? And Howard said, yeah, let's team her up with someone like Thelma and Louise. So what you have is Amy's Effort List, a young millennial woman, small vigilante moves building up to a really big jaw-dropping finish, and her sister's along for the ride, so it's a bit of Thelma and Louise for this century's generations. That's Amy's Effort List. One's called Amy's Bucket List, bucket, but with the F in the place of the B, and Prime has asked us to change it to
Yeah, they got to get it. It gets in more places that way, Mark, but I did like it when it was the alliterative, fuck it list. That was great.
And it's going to premiere. I heard you say the second. It's actually the world premiere is at the Fine Arts Theater, which is a beautiful movie palace. It's where Steven Spielberg had the premiere of The Fabelmans a couple months ago. I remember as a little kid going to the premiere of The Exorcist. Yeah, that might explain what's wrong with me. My parents took me to The Exorcist when I was a kid. But a great movie theater. So that's where the world premiere is going to be. And then it's streaming everywhere on Valentine's Day. Such a lovely Valentine's Day date movie. Make it effortless for those you love.
Yes, Falling Down meets Thelma and Louise, but a comedic twist. Can we gotta make that known, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Alison Gorski, who you'll know from Netflix Obliterated, starting next month, is Amy. She does a really remarkable job. And then some familiar faces that have been in a few of our movies. There's a great character actor named Mark DiCarlo, like best known from The Last Generation as Hugh Neutron in Jimmy Neutron. But when you see him, you've seen him on multiple episodes of Seinfeld and a gazillion other episodic television series, as well as movies and TVs. He is brilliant in it. Petrie Hawkins-Byrd, you know him best as the bailiff on Judge Judy.
You know him as Petrie Hawkins-Byrd, right.
World record holding for being the most syndicated show in the history of television. He plays a judge in this movie. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a B plot line in this movie that involves the Golden State Killer. And in fact, we shot those segments exactly where he was detained and arraigned. And Petrie Hawkins-Byrd presides as the judge, ironically, in those scenes, and does an amazing job. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Look, I know I'm close to it. I'll be honest with you. I've made 7 films, one of which I won't mention, makes me cringe from time to time. Break dance, anybody? Nice to see you. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
You're living the life.
Tell the Sac Film Fest hello.
Sac what else?
Sac
Yeah. Hey, Mark, can you get that guy to say Sac Film Fest rocks? Can you get him to say it?
Do you want him to shout that out to all of Hollywood?
Yeah. Let's see if he does it.
You realize what you're doing to me. You're sending me to the ATM because he's going to take my last 20 before I jump on this flight. Hey, can you shout out Sac Film Fest rocks?
Say it again, one more time.
Sac Film Fest rocks.
Sac Film Fest rocks.
Yeah! Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man is Mark S. Allen. The movie is Amy's Effort List. Mark, you're the winner of the Outstanding Comedic Feature. We love you, brother. Go out there and make $1 million with this movie because God knows we need to see more movies from you, brother.
I think you guys will like it. What I was about to say, some of my movies, Howard and I have made some great movies. He and I are both so proud of this because everybody kicks ass in it. It is so good. I literally have to jump in this car and catch a flight. I'll see you from New York City tomorrow, but I love you, Sacramento. I love you, Sacramento Film Fest, and to all of the other filmmakers that came before me on tonight's broadcast on your show. You guys are amazing and love you. Keep making movies. Peace
love
out.
You, brother. Wow. All right. So thank you, Nino. Thank you, Bryn. Thank you, Mark S. Allen. I got to keep it moving. You guys are again, the wind beneath our wings. But we got to keep this party, this juggernaut moving because we are almost, folks, at the very, very finish. We're about to do the last 2 awards of the evening. The last award for an actual movie goes to my brother from another mother, a gentleman who I've watched in the trenches for a long time. Okay. He's been doing it for a long time. What I want to do first is I want to tell you about this movie, but what I'd really rather do is I'd rather show you the trailer. So here is the trailer for the film Last the Night. Check it out.
All right, let's wrap it up. Get your essays in my Dropbox tomorrow by 5 p.m.
You good for tomorrow night?
Yeah.
You gonna bring the paintball guns?
I'll get them.
I'll be there around 6.
What about Mr. Dunbar? He's always like, Sadie, please, we want to hear what you have to say.
You're inappropriate. He's creepy.
His wife left him.
He's going through a divorce. I guess he's got rage issues.
Are you serious?
The dude's a psycho. Mystery solved. What the?
So quiet. Spooky quiet. Have you guys been here when it's empty?
I don't think anyone is here! Need a refill?
No.
I wouldn't run if I were you. I've already seen your faces. Plus, I know you guys. I'm pretty sure I could give a pretty detailed description of who you are to the police. Do you have pellets for this? What? You guys don't want me to play? I was in your Zoom meeting. Let's do this. Dude, we're done playing! There's one thing that you learned from my class, it's manners.
Let's meet the director of this wonderful, wonderful movie, the outstanding feature film for the Sacramento Film Festival 27th Annual Edition, Mr. Nick Leisure. Hey, Nick.
What's up?
What it do, bro?
I want to see that movie again now that you just played it. Because when we make movies, we're in this editing process in this room. We actually edited in this room that whole movie. But when we edit it, it's like once it's finished, we don't want to watch it anymore. You know what
Right. Well, and yeah, you want to get away from it a little bit because your head's been in it for. I mean, I get that. I mean, that's me in this show right now. Because I've been working on this show. But you know what? I'm going to come back to this probably sometime next week, and I'm going to just fall in love with all y'all again, dude. What makes you do it, man? What makes you go through the hell? Because let's be honest, bro. This ain't for the faint of heart, bro.
Dude, it's crazy. I've been in this over 20 years now, and I literally just came back from Mexico like a few days ago. We had a shoot in San Diego. I'm going back to San Diego, then LA next week, and then back to Mexico for like 3 days to prep for the next movie. It's crazy, man. I mean, it takes a lot of energy drinks.
Right. Somebody was talking mess about Mexico and making movies in Mexico. Hey, man, we should be so lucky to make movies in Mexico. You're down there at Baja Studios. You made a couple movies down there, haven't you?
Yeah. I started shooting in Baja Studios originally on Clear Shot with Mario Van Peebles a few years back. And then
which, by the way, was doubling for Sacramento, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, almost every movie I've made since then has been a Sacramento story.
Set in Sacramento in some kind of way, right?
Yeah. A Sacramento story or something, yeah. So
what, I mean, when you're doing it, how, why? I mean, golly, man, because I mean, you got to go down to Mexico and shoot and have those scenes double for Sacramento.
Yeah, man. I'll be back in Mexico end of next month, and I'll be gone until April. So we'll be on set for like 4 weeks.
Well, that's just like your life. That's your whole life for, a couple months, right? 2-3 months?
It's for like a year because you got to do, like I wrote the next one, like I'm prepping for the next one. I'm going down, I have to put everything together. I'm not just showing up and directing. It's not like a studio flick where they're like, hey, we're going to pay you and show up and direct. So I have to go get the funding. I have to put the crew together, the cast together, all that stuff. So it takes a long time, but I'm slated for like 3 movies this year. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, man, I'm so proud of you, bro. Because, I mean, I remember when you were doing music videos for E40, and Snoop Dogg and all those guys. And now here you are, you've gone to the big leagues to feature films and stuff. So I know what a kind of a grind that is. So, I mean, my hat's off to you just from the simple fact of the work, right?
Well, you've always supported me, man, from the beginning. So
always will too, because, when you get somebody like yourself that is salt to the earth on top of the fact that you've got talent, right? Because there's a lot of people that have talent, but you wouldn't want to spend 5 minutes with them in a room, right? And then what's even worse, there's a lot of people that don't have any talent and you don't want to spend 5 minutes with them, but they're in the business for whatever reason, or they think they are. But, when you can get that I guess that sweet spot, right, where you got somebody who deserves it, who's worked hard, who's humble, who keeps their nose to the grindstone, and then you come up with something as wonderful as this was. I remember when we premiered your film down at the Crocker Art Museum in Sacramento. And by the way, your wonderful, wonderful, talented cast. I mean, all these guys. I mean, I remember when, everybody in the audience is just like, that whole like kind of visceral reaction to a plot point or to something that jumps out at them. I mean, what's that like as a filmmaker when you get that real time reaction from an audience?
It's that moment, it's watching the reaction of what you worked so hard for. So it's kind of that moment where you're sitting back and you're just like looking at the faces in the audience and going, oh shit, is it gonna really, hit
is it gonna land? Am I gonna stick the landing?
Yeah. So it's a cool moment for sure. But I remember, we did a kind of a private one before that too at the Guild Theater where we brought Brian.
Right. Yeah. I was there for that too. Yeah.
So that one was kind of, I think that's where it kind of really hit me because Brian doesn't like to watch himself on the screen and he refused to watch the movie at all. And we had him up in this back room there, and then he ended up sneaking out and start watching the film.
That's when you know you got it. Yeah, there are a lot of actors, for whatever reason, they don't want to watch themselves on screen.
Yeah.
Don't know why that is. Brother, you know what? It is such an honor and a pleasure. And if you would do me a huge favor, because we're trying to bring this, I thought this show was going to be an hour and a half long, and we're already pushing 3 hours almost. But we got to do one more award tonight. And if you don't mind, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to hang out with me because this young lady that I'm going to bring on here, her as a unit production manager for films like The Shadow, The Boy Next Door, Law Abiding Citizen, San Andreas, Steve Jobs. I mean, a lot of movies for a lot of years that she's been doing on the top level of the industry. Including most recently the show, 13 Reasons Why. So all the way from what you would consider, the last kind of generation to the newest of the new school. But in all that time, she's managed to maintain her, her sense of humor and her humility. I actually met her in somebody's backyard in Pacifica for an event for local politicians, for somebody's running for office kind of an event. And we just hit it off, and I've learned what a sweetheart she is. And since then, she's come back to help teach with our California Film Foundation and Sacramento Film Festival. And just what you were saying, Nick, and just what we were saying a minute ago, when you can find humility plus talent plus supreme ability. Hey, let me introduce, please, Kathleen Courtney. Hi, Kathleen.
Well, good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, how are you?
I am just fine, and I don't know what to say after that introduction. I mean, what can I? You take my breath away with that intro, so thank you so much.
Oh, that's sweet of you to say. Kathleen, you've been on so many shows. You've worked on big movies, tentpole movies, right? The kind of movies that, if it were a flop, it might, put a big dent in the studio, What would you say is the common denominator, regardless of budget or size or whatever, that you got to bring to every production, no matter what, large, small, doesn't matter?
Well, that's easy. There's nothing more important than caring about the vision. So one of the things that's my great joy is having a budget that I've never had enough money in the budget. So I have a budget. It's impossible to make that director's vision come true. And we do it. So that is my drug of choice. And it really is something that is a prerequisite, I think, for anybody that is getting into is something that in this industry that could be a lifetime of, it's challenging. So I think that having this kind of a passion when you're entering into it and really caring about what the end product is going to be means that you'll put it together in a way that they, at least in by your take, is going to best serve the director or showrunner, depending on if it's television.
Speaking of showrunners and television, I mean, for you, what are the compare and contrast between doing, the 3-act play of a movie and doing a multi-part, 13-part series, like, or however many parts it was, but 13 Reasons Why.
13.
Yeah.
It was 13. Yes. That one is that's another. You're throwing me softball, so thank you so much. Because television and film, it couldn't be more different. I mean, there is the creation element, and there is the basics of scheduling, budgeting, but in a feature, you have one schedule, one budget, one script, one, as opposed to 13 of all of those things. So every 9, 10, 13 days, depending on your schedule, you have to turn over a new budget, a new schedule, there's a new script, and then you have to communicate with all the departments. So every few days, as opposed to once. It's a huge. I mean, I'm really happy that I made a lifetime of making movies, and ending with television. I mean, the most recent things have been television. Has shown me how spoiled I was. The movie is just, it's dreamy having one director, one vision, and it's a whole different thing when you're doing television. And there's a lot less time. We did have money, but we didn't have time, and that is always challenging.
Right. Okay, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to end on it this way.
Yes.
Because I'm going to ask you both the same question. And Nick, I'd like you to try to take this one first, because, and this one might be this one, I don't know, softball, but this one might get me in trouble, because maybe you might think about it too hard and go, wait a minute, but what keeps you doing this? Because of all the trials and tribulations and heartache and pain. And I mean, you could just go punch a clock somewhere and work somewhere and just let the boss deal with so many other hassles. What keeps you doing this, Nick?
It's to me, it's my purpose, like in life. So, a lot of people don't even find their purpose in life. I feel like they just wake up every day, they go to a 9 to 5, and like you said, they clock in, they clock out, and then they turn 85, 90 years old, and they're like looking back saying, I wish I would have done something different, or I wish I would have tried something. For me, I never wanted to live that life. So for me, it was like I was going to go after what my dream was and what my purpose was. And, we have a lot of ups and downs in this business, especially I probably quit, 2,000 times, like, 2 hours later.
Is that all?
But, you think about it and you're like, what else am I going to do that I really have that passion in? And I got stories to tell, and I have things to get on the screen, and, and we just got to keep doing it, so.
Yeah, most definitely. I could say probably a very similar answer, and I'm scared to hear your answer, Kathleen, because I'm hoping that you're not going, screw it, I'm done, man, I've done it. But what keeps you doing it? What keeps you coming back?
Well, I love that question, because it reminds me what keeps me coming back. So I think there's a couple things. One of them is the relationship that I have found with my my Bay Area crew. Man, am I crazy about those folks. And so coming back and working with them again. I'm from Los Angeles, and so moving to the Bay Area 10 years ago rocked my world, because I realized, you could work with the same people over and over, develop this relationship. So that is definitely one of the things. And then I suppose the other one would be, once again, back to the drug of choice. I'm given something impossible to do, and we always do it. So I think it has to do with the feeling of like the camaraderie, getting it together. Everybody's building the barn together, and I can't think of anything. I can't think of any business that would be able to give that to me. So I'm ever so grateful that I stepped on a soundstage at 16 years old and realized that's what I want to do. And not a lot of people have that benefit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that sums up at least a few of the points.
Well, I think if I may be so bold to answer the question myself, I think the reason why I keep doing this is it's y'all. It's you guys. It's the fact that I get to work with some of the most inventive, creative, imaginative people on the planet, and I can't really imagine doing anything else, really. But being here with y'all. So
amazing
Mr.
job.
Nick Leisure, thank you, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
Keep at it.
It means a lot. Mr. Nick Leisure, you are the winner of our outstanding film for the 27th annual Sacramento International Film Festival.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Kathleen, you are the winner of our Visionary Spirit. And we thank you so very much for having that vision and for sharing it with us. And folks at home, this year coming is our 30th anniversary with the California Film Foundation. And these guys, I think, just sum it up in terms of why and what it's all about. Get with us. CaliforniaFilm.net, SacramentoFilmFestival.com. Next month, we're doing the Sac Black Film Festival. You're not going to want to miss it. Do yourself a favor and get with us so that you can rub elbows and rub shoulders with people like this and get your career and your life to that next level, right? And start realizing some dreams. Guys, thank you so very much. I love you both.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I love everybody and all of our wonderful, amazing volunteers, staff, Jordan, who stayed up way past his bedtime tonight, Rocky, and all the rest of the folks here at California Film Foundation. Again, if you want to be part of this, you got to get on that website. It's CaliforniaFilm.net, SacramentoFilmFestival.com. All the movies that you saw tonight, most of them are going to be on our website, and some of them are out there in the theaters right now. And by the way, you're going to get a chance to win tickets to that Mark S. Allen joint. We're going to pop that out there tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. If you want to join me and Mark in LA on February 2nd, you'll get that chance. Love you all. Thank you so much, and good night.
Just a film. Wine. Unless there's time for a gel. Could she do a gel dip? Can she do it?
Amy! There she is! Amy!
How much is this? It's $1.
Always coming home late.
Yes, just a fill.
Amy! Amy! How much is this?
It's $1.
Gel dip.
Amy!
How much is this? It's $1. It's gonna be $4.
My name is Amy Taylor, and my mundane life is about to get a lot worse. I have an inoperable brain tumor. It's crazy.
The reality is, the real Amy died when Dad did. Why don't you actually live a little with the time you have left?
God, it's always so much easier in the movies.
Amy, what you need is a list!
Picked the wrong day to with me.
Years of Spanish, the nerve. What are you doing?
I'm doing what everyone wishes they could do.
You're better than this.
She might be better than this, but I'm not.
God!
We're gonna get Dad's money back, okay? Focus, okay?
You're bluffing. You don't have the balls.
No, actually, you don't have the balls. So, landing in jail wasn't how I planned to spend my last day on Earth. Or was it?
Baby,